Oh, welcome into Sober in the States. MLS is back. Columbus Crew are champions. Don't look at what Alex is pointing at. And Chris, the MLS card guy, is back. We found him. I don't know how we did it. All that had to happen is that stupid preseason tournament had to end, and all of a sudden, Chris, the MLS card guy, is back in the saddle, ready to hang out with everybody. Jay Blaze in the chat. Let's freaking go. Mike Basson says, howdy to you, the MLS card guy. How the heck are you?
Champions of what? What did Columbus Crew even win? I just heard there was a bunch of friendly games that people were playing with teams from Mexico, and I don't know. What do you mean champions? Like, we haven't even got to the playoffs yet. We haven't even got to the Supporters Shield. I mean, if you're gonna say champions, like maybe the Supporters Shield, but come on.
Yeah, they won the midseason Tucson Cup basically.
Yeah, the midseason break.
Ooh, some would say the Supporter Shield got locked up by my mortal enemies this weekend, but hey, we'll get into that, Chris. There's so much you missed, and what a perfect time for you to come back, all right? I know you've missed a lot. I know you've been busy, but hey, MLS is back. We got our first look at a lot of our summer transfers. There's a lot of things that happened. We got to meet these teams basically again for the first time. Most of them were bad and off for 3 weeks, but we are back. The road to the playoffs is now. And everybody makes the playoffs, and that's all that matters. MX also in here, our Twitch gang. Hello, hello. Not DC, but hey, they keep entertaining us. They keep entertaining us. DC may not be great, but they are entertaining. I'm afraid to ask Alex, and we'll get straight into it. There's a lot to cover. You want to cover the Leagues Cup, or do you want to cover MLS first? Should we go into the Leagues Cup again first?
Let's do a little Leagues Cup. We can go over it quick.
All right, I'm going to turn my camera off.
This shouldn't take long. So yeah, last night, pretty sure everybody watched it. I don't know, even Chris may have watched it. Probably not. But yeah, Cucho worked his magic last night. Very entertaining game, especially second half when we got to see the Giroud header and sort of Columbus take over at the end. The goal from Cucho was a cross that just didn't get anybody on the end of it, and so it made Lloris be hesitant and just end up in the back of the net. Yeah. And then Russell Rowe just slapped one in at the end. Makes me very sad that the possibility of Cucho being gone soon. Not very, he'll be here for the rest of the season, but maybe after that, it's going to start getting a little bit dangerous. I would hope he stays. I hope he's one of those like Lucho sort of people where he's really good, probably too good for the league, but just stays around because he loves it. But
that's the dream.
Columbus played their strongest lineup, like I believe the last 5 games, every single game that they played in after coming into the tournament. So possible rotation at the midweek. We'll go over that game before we start because they play on Wednesday. There's one-off game on Wednesday against Philly. But yeah, I mean Columbus I think these were the 2 most deserving teams of the tournament. They both played really well throughout. Again, we had LAFC winning just because they've been a little bit more dominant, but Columbus at home should have been more obvious what was going to happen. So yeah.
No, they did. Hey, they hung in for 45 minutes. It was a real tight, close affair for 45 minutes, and then Columbus Crew got Cucho was inevitable, and then ever since then it was all hell broke loose. I do want to point out though, Murillo went out injured. That sucks for them after going 3 in the back. It was working for them after getting demolished by the Crew in the regular season. And Giroud also kind of looked like he tweaked his knee, came off after that. It didn't look great. His first start and coming off injured, so we'll keep an eye on that. Kind of sucks, but he looked okay. Giroud looked all right, I guess. He did a whole lot of nothing until he did something.
I will say, too, what happened with Aaron Long? Chris, where was he?
Well, it's a practice game, so who cares? He was just...
Shouldn't he be elite in every game?
No, he was looking forward to the regular season. He was saving his energy for the real games.
Yep. Yeah. So if he gets replaced by Eddie Secure, it's not our fault.
By the way, Columbus Crew in the rematch. We were there. MLS Cup. We saw this happen, and we basically saw it again. LAFC loses yet another final. Dear Lord, what is that? 7 finals, I think. What is it? 6 finals? 7 finals they've been to? Way too. At least they're getting there, but they just can't get it over. Dio, welcome in. Yes, Atuesta, man. Atuesta lost his head in this match. I don't think I've ever seen Atuesta lose his composure that way, but he was mad. He was furious. He was getting into tussles. Terrible game for him. You hate to see it. Oh, and Timmy Tillman is back. Chris, the MLS card guy is back, and so is Timmy Till. Look at that.
Huge.
Even though his place in this team seems
he and I were on vacation together, actually. Jackson.
Apparently,
I will
but
say, Oliveira played in this game, and that kind of surprised me because he is getting transferred. He is headed to Toluca, I
yeah,
believe. But seeing him, I assume then maybe he'll finish out the league.
maybe. But like, imagine getting shipped off right before a final. Like
Yeah.
that would suck. Like you get shipped off, and then the next game, LAFC just go and win a trophy. Like that would suck. So maybe it's that. But yeah, and then there's interest in Bogus too. So they might be out. Something to keep into, Yo Miguel. But hey, congratulations to Columbus Crew for winning another trophy. We'll see you in the playoffs. Probably dominating the East on the way to another one. Real quick, not much to talk about in this one before we get into the regular season, Chris.
There's 2 other teams in the East that are very big roadblocks that as of right now looks like both will have home field advantage on. And it looks like Columbus will be either 2 or 3, which means they'll have to go through both of them. So
we'll get to that.
When we get to playoff talk, like real playoffs, the seeding matters. The regular season matters. All right.
You're talking about the Red Bulls of New York?
Yeah.
Anyway, Philadelphia
they'll lose
Union
in the first round.
And the Colorado Rapids fail. Philadelphia Union failed to get that third CONCACAF spot in this third place game. Couldn't get it done. Scrappy game. Philadelphia went up early. And then Colorado came right back. They gave the game right back to them. So Philadelphia Union yet again whiffing on another lead.
Can we shout out the Philadelphia Union supporters for being the best supporters in the league and saying we want Open Cup behind the goal? Love that. Best supporters in the league right there.
Yeah, but everybody knows it's one of those things that, like, when your team is in it, you love Leagues Cup, and as soon as you get knocked out, you're like, Open Cup's better anyway. Yeah, right, Alex?
I love the Open Cup more. We're doing so much better. It's insane that if
so much better.
All we have to do is beat a USL team, and we're in the CONCACAF Champions Cup.
Well, LAFC also has to beat Seattle in the Open Cup to get there. Yeah. By the way, Chris, if you don't know, if LAFC, because they're already qualified,
right?
Indy 11 could be.
I did know
in
that
CONCACAF Champions Cup because they're going to be at SKC,
right?
Because they can't score goals,
which is really fun.
They can't score.
And I'll be there.
Goals in a game
I'll be there
to win.
tomorrow.
How sad would it be if you guys trip and fall and lose to Indy, who, by the way, currently is dropping like a rock in the USL Championship? Who, oddly enough, we play next. By the way, we are on the road at that.
I'll be boots on the ground there tomorrow, reporting again. So.
Yeah,
I don't know. They haven't lost since I've been there this season for Open Cup. So
that's true. Maybe
if we lose to Indy 11, then I'll get rid of my season tickets that don't exist.
Okay, but how awesome would it be for a USL team to be in CONCACAF?
It's like the best case scenario. If they like just beat us and then got absolutely smothered by LAFC in the next game and it didn't mean anything, then I wouldn't be all right. Like if Sacramento would have beat you in the Open Cup, then it would have been felt better. But if they can get into the CONCACAF Champions Cup, that'd be insanely funny because then they go to Monterrey first game and their bus gets destroyed, their little school bus that they had to rent out.
MLS disrespects the US Open Cup and loses one of their Champions League spots because of it. Love it.
That'd be awesome.
Oh man. Anyway, but yeah, shout out to the Colorado Rapids for Chris Armas in their first year qualifying for CONCACAF Champions spot. Huge news for them. Congratulations. Hey, no matter what happens, successful season for them. And Ty Baribo. Who would I be if we didn't give Ty Baribo the time and space? Because, dear Lord, he just cannot stop scoring. This is his team now. Just not happening. And, hey, Kai and Baribo, baby. That is it. That's who we're looking at. Philadelphia Union is back.
It's weird. I don't see Caven Sullivan on the bench there coming into the games.
Also, can we give props to the best keeper in the tournament, Zach Steffen? I feel like he had an incredible tournament.
Yeah, how are we feeling about Zach Steffen now after this tournament? I want to know from anybody that's watching. He had one hell of a tournament. Zach Steffen might be here. I know you haven't been watching, Chris, but what's your opinion on this Zach Steffen here, fellow?
My opinion is I could 100% see it taking 6 months for him to get back into the swing of starting and like playing a lot again. And I mean, he was the best keeper in the league when he was here before in Columbus. Goes to City and sits on the bench for a while. I could see it taking a little while to knock some of the rust off. But I would like, why are we surprised that he's one of the best keepers in the league? Like he's consistently been one of the best keepers in the league. I don't think he's gotten old. So like, why wouldn't he be?
because Colorado defense is rough, and this old Bombito, which a struggling back line just kind of got a little worse.
Yeah,
Hey,
and that gets
that's
rid
good
of
for his
that,
AA.
yeah, that gets rid of the stack. Even though Vines is good, he came off. I forget what it was with. I was watching the game, but like half watching it. But yeah, it's Stephen's a good like one-off keeper option, but you would not stack him with anybody on his team because it's going to be random who gets the AA.
Lawless Abubakar, former Pittsburgh Riverhound.
Yeah, I mean, it could be.
What if you can get the Riverhound?
That is not financial advice, by the way. Let me make that one clear.
Don't listen to him. It's not worth it.
Please don't take that seriously.
Let's just avoid their defense. But yeah, Zach Steffen, in this tournament, he saved a penalty. He scored a penalty, the game winner. So like he was all over the place. He just showed up in big moments. Took out a bunch of they took out 4 Liga MX teams on their way to the final. So huge news. Colorado just went on the run.
So Colorado is better in Liga MX than they are in MLS.
Can we trade them?
They should just transfer down.
Can we get Tijuana so we can get Reynoso ball back?
Doesn't show up for the first 3 months of the year. That's why he moved to Mexico.
Didn't show up the Leagues Cup either.
It's
MIA Leagues Cup.
It's a different season, so they got different rules down there. Liked it better. Works better with its schedule.
What's going to happen when he finds out there's 2 seasons in a season?
He's only allowed to miss 1 per year, so like that way it boosts him from 0% to 50%.
So does Reynoso miss the first couple of weeks for both seasons or just one of them? Like you think he picks one or the other one, or like no, both seasons missing the first few weeks automatically?
I feel like it's the time of year. I feel like he's going to miss Clausura, and he's going to be fine for the other one.
Surely he just flips a coin, like during the summer, just flips a coin. He's like, all right, which one are we missing?
I respect that he doesn't show up for Leagues Cup. Like I get that. I mean, that's just him being smart and having a head. But like missing actual games is not good.
Mm-hmm.
Reyno show. Reyno like the ball.
Yeah, he flips the coin. He's like, all right, looks like we're missing the fall season. All right, call my family, get the bag of money ready for me.
Does he get docked pay when he misses this time? Like, is he still getting paid the same that he normally? I mean. Maybe he's just got it figured out,
Right. Realistically, who's winning here?
He probably is.
I think he's got it figured out. He's like skirting around the workers' comp laws, man. He's got it.
I strive to be like Reynoso.
Why talk about Reynoso when we could talk about DC United's deep cup run? It was looking good.
To be fair, you guys were all on board, and I was like, no chance in hell, and I was 100% right. And also,
to be fair, if Jared Stroud didn't get that red card, granted, Mazatlan did kind of go on a run and it was weird, but Jared Stroud don't get that red card. Benteke does Benteke things. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Benteke did Benteke things, and we still lost 4-3. So in the first game back.
Yeah, Benteke's been hot too. It's good. Yeah. It's fun to watch.
Benteke's doing the thing. He's got the thing rolling.
Benteke is
the combination of Bono and Tyler Miller has not got the thing rolling.
No, now just Bono.
Yeah, Tyler Miller's off. He's gone.
He's gone to Swansea. Yep.
He got shipped out on a loan. On a loan though, so you're not fully rid of him.
He's Jordan Morrising us, huh?
He just wants to play. Oh, yep. Jordan Morris did go to Swansea too.
He's gonna break a knee and come back,
and then start
as they do,
as you do at Swansea.
As you do.
That's all you do.
So what stops DC from signing Tim Melia during the offseason?
Also, we just shipped David Ochoa's rights out to LAFC. Which is
he's a third string.
Enough.
Yeah,
they have Thomas Asal and David Ochoa and LAFC behind Hugo Lloris.
What a hell of a goalkeeper room that is, by the way. 2 years ago, man, that would have been crazy. I just drafted
beautiful MLS.
I don't know how many people are going to really understand this, but I just drafted my fantasy football team for the United States. Swear, my team would be so good in like 2017, like unbelievable team.
Who'd you
like
have? Zeke,
Derek. You got Nick Chubb in there, bro.
Didn't get Nick Chubb. I got Austin Eckler. I got Keenan Allen. I got Christian McCaffrey. Like I got
Kirk
all
Cousins
the old
in there
dudes.
too, bro.
I haven't watched any football in like 2 years, so I'm like, oh, Derrick Henry, he's still good. Yeah, he's fine. Keenan Allen, 32. Oh, it's fine. I
have mine tonight.
I named my team Party like it's 2018.
There you
The
go.
answer is Justin Fields. The answer is always Justin Fields. Okay, gone but never
Hey.
forgotten.
No risk without. There's no reward without any risk. Just throw him in the
That's
bench.
true.
Throw him on the bench.
No
Throw him
risk
on the
for you.
IR.
He's out here.
Some would
in Pittsburgh now.
say, some would say both FC Dallas and
Damn.
DC play that way because no
Ooh.
defense. Let's just see who can outscore each other and hope for the best. Okay, because there's 4-3 thriller from these two teams, and I just want to talk. If we're gonna say anything about this matchup, is that Huan in his first game at FC
He
Dallas
went
got
so
a beautiful
fast.
freaking assist, baby.
Who wants
Huan is
going for the
massive.
Breck Shea role now? He's trying to punch his card and like get the free 5th team or whatever. Like, you know how you get the 6th sub free at like sub places?
Yep.
He's trying to get a free team. Yeah. Schnegg got on the board there. Which I got that notification. I'm like, who the heck is that guy?
I literally, we watched his auction go. So you're like, did DC get players? And I'm like, I want to own a Schnegg just because his name is Schnegg, man. Who doesn't need a David Schnegg in their
Minus
squad?
16 AA, but nails the goal to get on the board, baby.
That's so huge.
Yeah.
DC
Yeah,
is so
4,000.
massive.
The fact that they're starting Akinbomi is really not good.
Also, Sebastian Leggett still pulling hundreds. I'm pretty sure that is not the only
Dude.
100 that we've seen from him this season.
No, it's
No,
not.
he had an 87, but that's still insane.
Leggett is good. And Paul Areola, shout out the last time that
First
MLS
time
card
he
guy was here.
back. Yeah, first time he was back at Audi Field, which is cool.
And
really? Look
Ilra
at that.
Mendy, too, coming back from injury.
Yeah,
Drops the assist.
but this game is just a gift that keeps on giving.
How the heck
Jesus
do you give
Ferreira off the bench.
I was gonna say, how do you give up 4 goals with Ferreira and Velasco don't even start? Like, what the heck?
Because then Kosi Tafare is also massive with his negative
Kosi's
2 AA,
so
but a
good.
decisive, baby.
Nikosi's so good. He's like 100 or 20, like every game. It's great.
Exactly.
I
We
love
did say
that, man.
we did see Jesus back though, which is pretty
Yeah, yeah.
massive.
Jesus
And
got some minutes.
Velasco's he's soon to come. Velasco's soon to come.
Yeah. Once they get those two back, like this is a decent team, you know?
Yeah,
But
no, I mean,
they're not going to be back for long.
defensively. Except defensively.
yeah, and I think we've been saying it that like FC Dallas has started showing signs after they fired their coach. They changed their shape. Things got Paul Areola. Paul Areola is definitely bought in, and this team has gotten a lot of fun. And you start, and Peter Musa.
Yeah.
The moose is no longer loose. He's just kind of a goose now because he's hurt.
They caged him up.
He caged up, baby.
The line that was.
He has flown the flock. All right.
Yeah, Dallas is right on the playoff line too. So like, not like they have a ton of work to do to get into this thing.
Yeah.
You know?
They're getting players back. They signed the most massive wing back in all of Major League Soccer, Huan. So like, what could go wrong for this Dallas team? It's all up from here.
I don't know if Daniel's in here, but he was not happy when they signed Huan. What did we tell you?
What did I say? I said
What did
he
we
gets
say?
better
You don't
every
want
year.
Huan.
I
No,
said he's
you don't
been
want
getting every year. He wasn't
You don't-
stoked.
You don't want him.
He's a sneaky good signing.
Did he or did he not contribute to the
No,
win?
He's another
not
one.
sneaky.
With
He's
the
not
decisive and
sneaky. He's
negative AA.
speedy. That's it. He's just speedy. Literally,
go
if you
fast
add
enough,
up,
no one can
if you
catch it.
add up the AA in this game, it's probably negative. But like, there's so many decisive.
Nah, legit probably.
There's just
He
green everywhere.
legit supplied all the AA, and that's it.
How much
Everybody else
AA
had
did
negative.
Legit have?
25.
25.
Schnegg took that
Jeez.
out by himself, bro.
Dude,
And
Nkosi, Huan, and Schnegg, all negative decisives. But hey,
How many
Hey,
BCM
sorry.
for Benteke? We're on a post Leagues Cup BCM watch for Benteke. He's been good recently, but let's see.
no.
0.
Wow.
Wow.
Again, I think he's officially decrowned as the BCM king. We have to give it to Hani or someone like that.
That's
Yeah.
true.
Man,
Why not?
He's like a slower Noah Lyles.
shorter.
Probably crossing
Slower
the ball
and
better
shorter.
than Huan too. But yeah, beautiful crossing this one anyway.
No, there it goes. Whoa.
Sorry, if he runs fast enough, he'll just catch it on the other side, dude. It's cool.
You know, that's how he grew up playing. He's like, wait, why did I hit it too far? I can get there.
Yeah.
Just overhit it. Just tell him to
Either way.
overhit the ball every time. Baby
and
ball.
that's MLS, man. You're talking two kind of terrible, struggling teams, but hey, when you just get a thrill like that, it turns into a fun game, and that's
Dallas
what we're here
is
for,
nowhere
right?
near as bad as DC. Nowhere near.
That is true. That is true. But hey, they're getting it together. DC will maybe not get it together.
DC
You want to
has
talk?
given up the second most goals of any team in the league this year.
Yeah. Well,
Bad.
sometimes you just do, and then sometimes you just don't apparently.
Barely ahead of San Jose.
Oh yeah, there you go.
Yep.
Give me DC versus
San
San
Jose.
Jose.
Because both teams can kind of score too. Like it's not.
Oh, they'll score.
They're not like the worst at scoring.
No,
I'm still convinced that Nick Seika game is like the biggest fluke of all time in sports history. 5-0. Hernan Lopez again. Did he get minted in this new round?
Yes, he did actually. Okay.
All right. I might look at that. Actually.
All right. You know what? We're gonna talk about this, okay? Because San Jose went on a Leagues Cup run. We said it last week in the preview. We were like, "Hey, I don't know, is San Jose gonna pull this off?" Well, guess what? They went to RSL and then did it here too.
Wild.
2-0.
Wild.
What? Granted, RSL selling Andres Gomez. You hate to see it. Chicho Arango going off early with a hamstring tweak.
Yeah. Is this the end of RSL? Is RSL just? Are we out on RSL now?
McMath is just.
They lost like 2 games. I don't understand.
Like, well, but they lost the only 2 players that they had. So I'm more worried about the talent than
Luna was suspended for this.
Luna was suspended. Goncalves is his first game, so we have to cut him some slack. But the fact that they lose Chicho is not good.
Yeah.
Moon Man.
The Moon Man will be back.
Yeah, is Gav like the guy now? Can we get rid of Zach McMath? Is Gav the guy?
Yes, we just had this conversation last episode where we were like, it's starting to look like full on Beaver season because this McMath run is rough.
Yeah,
it is just not happening for him. And Justin Glad's back, so what's the excuse now?
To be fair,
me and Mike Bassett have been shouting it. No Glad, no party.
I would trade Zach McMath for Bono any day of the week. But also,
are you sure?
It's Gavin Beaver's time.
It is Gavin Beaver's time for sure.
Yep.
And look at this. These games with Gavin Beavers that he missed, they won.
They're winning all of them.
They're winning them.
Yeah.
So on top of that, it is not looking good for McMath. Yeah. Literally almost every game that he's missed, they're winning. So yikes. It is no longer McMath season, but
they're not going to fall out of the playoffs, but like they're going to be one of those teams you want to face in the playoffs. Like there's every year there's one of those teams or two that is like,
where are they?
Thank God we got them. They're in 3rd right now.
Oh yeah, we're going to face them. Let's go. Come on, guys.
And Daniel's back.
You realize you have to make the playoffs to face them.
Rally the troops. We got to rally.
Everybody makes the playoffs.
You're 7 points behind.
We just beat the best team in the league.
You've played a game more than everybody else.
Exactly.
We're more experienced. You might mathematically be eliminated already. Now that I'm looking at it.
You see the E or no?
I mean, it's pretty close.
Granted,
they got that Indy 11 game.
Inter Miami being the first team to clinch. But we're going to get these San Jose games. Coming off a hot Leagues Cup, Espinosa's back. Pellegrino is doing a thing after we kind of talked about he was not doing great. Benjamin Kanovich is the greatest right back.
7 games left, and you're down 7 points. So not a good spot to be in.
But we've been down 7 points for like 3 months.
That's probably a worse spot to be in.
No,
I bought a JT Marcinkowski because although Daniel is like the guy in San Jose,
is that mathematically?
Although he's the guy in San Jose, I think JT eventually moves somewhere. And like JT was really good for a long time in San Jose.
Daniel's awesome. Why not move?
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like they've never had a problem with goalkeeping. It's just like JT just was hurt and they brought in Daniel and he's just way too good. So yeah, move somewhere else. I'd take JT Marcinkowski for sure. I'd take pretty much anyone over Bono, to be fair, but
Melia?
Except Tyler Miller.
Probably not Melia. Not what? Tyler Miller.
Melia's
100 years old.
He's trying his best, though.
Is he?
He definitely is.
That's
if you
like
watch the game, he's like for like a month, he was the only guy that tried.
That's true. That is very true. But
now we're starting to score. Clean sheet.
RSL is on Doom Watch. They are trying to catch a falling knife at this point. Rough scenes. We'll keep an eye on Chicho for now. No news, but hey.
Can we talk about the race for first place in the West?
Yeah, let's talk about it.
Because it is like actually very compelling. Because like there's a 5-point gap, but there's also a 3 games played difference.
Oh,
so, like,
wow.
And it's the 2 LA teams. So like and they both loaded up against each other. Like they both brought in a bunch of summer transfers. Which position would you rather be? Would you rather be the Galaxy or LAFC?
The Galaxy.
Why?
Because so LAFC has more of a target on their back to where it's like LA Galaxy, dude, their attack is unstoppable. Where LAFC have a lot of question marks sometimes. If Bouanga and Bogusz aren't hitting, and we saw it against Columbus, if it's not those two making it happen, like it's just not happening. Where LA Galaxy, and clearly we saw this weekend, they have a lot of different ways to attack you. And so having that like ability to just take it back, pressure's off right now. You have a really good lead. Like, bro, just chill and see what happens. That's how I feel.
So LAFC, they have 3 more games.
Yes.
They have Houston twice, away and home, Austin at home. They go to LA for LA Galaxy, at Dallas, at Sporting, home to San Jose Earthquakes, away Whitecaps, and then they end up having Cincinnati and St. Louis. So that's pretty easy. I think I'd rather be LAFC.
Team. That's one team in there.
Yeah, Sporting.
It's scary.
That's
wow.
That's the lowest opponent score. No,
What
Sporting
about-
has the lowest opponent score. What do you mean?
What about Galaxy? What's their schedule looking like?
Oh, okay. Let's find out. McCarthy, because
How they have such an easy ending of the
St.
season.
Louis, Portland, Whitecaps,
Portland,
Colorado,
Anderson.
Austin, at home,
Austin,
and
and Houston. It's also pretty easy. Like RSL doesn't play either of those teams. Colorado does play LA Galaxy, I guess. Seattle doesn't play either of those teams.
Oh, Gabby Pack. But dude, think about it. If they have to make up 3 games in the same time period, that sounds like multiple midweek games.
Yeah.
Sounds like roster
It's like
congestion.
a lot of
They're already
rotation.
tired. They just made a deep run in Leagues Cup. They're deep in
Yep.
Open Cup. Like the reason they're like have that many games is because they made all these crazy runs to all these finals, and like they're gonna lose all the finals.
So part of this also is like if you look at the points per game, they're like almost dead even. Like 5 points should theoretically be made up in 3 games, like give or take 1 point. So like they should get 5 or 6 points at their current pace. So like it's basically dead even, and they play each other still. It's like it's a very interesting
That's a
race.
6-point swing. Shit.
It's a very interesting race at the top of the Western Conference,
Alex,
and they're not
what?
that far behind Miami. To be fair, like this could be a supporter shield with how easy those 2 schedules are. Like either of those 2 could get back into the supporter shield race.
I mean, maybe they're. Yeah. I mean, Cincinnati just lost to Miami this weekend, and
That
Cincinnati's in a whole
really
world of
hurt.
trouble.
That really hurt them.
Yeah. It's getting spicy, man. Look at you. Look, you're back already. Look at you. Look at the.
Can we also point out that Columbus has given up 22 goals this year in 23 games? The next lowest team is given up 30 goals that's LAFC. Like they've given up 6 fewer goals than anybody else.
I feel like they never get a clean sheet though, because it's all like 3-1. Like they
Have a good night.
don't
Mike.
have as many clean sheets.
They don't need a clean sheet. They just outscore
Columbus?
everybody.
Yeah, because
Columbus.
Schulte be making an oops all the time.
Now they brought in Romero.
Even Nance brought it up the other day. He was like, "Yeah, we just always make a mistake, and there's just always a mistake in there, but they just boot and rally anyway. So it's fine. It's done."
Here, do we want to look at this this
Boot
chart that I tend to come back to a little bit?
Yeah, pull it up.
This is some season probabilities that I
Daniel,
like to
we
see.
were just talking about FC Dallas being massive. You literally missed it, bro. You
They
literally
have
missed it.
Columbus Crew at a 39% chance to make the cup.
That's a lot. That's
wild.
Yeah, that's 1 in 3.
60% to make the conference championship. That's
Why-
also wild.
Why would there? So there's basically 5 teams, give or take: Miami, Columbus, Cincy, and the 2 LA teams that are like kind of head and shoulders above everybody else.
Yeah.
So why would the 2 Western teams not have a bigger chance than the 3 Eastern teams? Because the 3 Eastern teams have to split with each other. They have Red Bulls over Cincinnati though. That's interesting. Red Bulls to make round 1, 100%. Red Bulls to make round 2, 3%. That's what that should read. There's almost no chance that they actually win the playoff game.
It also helps the Red Bulls part.
I called
that
this in April, by the way.
They don't really lose games. They draw a lot of games.
That's true.
And they're shitty at penalty shootouts,
But-
so they definitely will probably get bounced if it
Yeah.
goes to a penalty shootout.
Well, also, it's a playoff game, so they have a history of playoff games.
But yeah, I mean, even if you look down here, like some of these teams in the teens percentage-wise to get to the conference championship, Charlotte, probably the Rapids at 19 is a little bit wild. And
They're in fourth.
Clearly,
They're
it's
in
not that
fourth.
bad.
Like they got Zach
Yeah.
Steffen and they got an attack. Like,
I guess that's true. Sounders below them is a little bit.
yeah, that's kind of.
I guess the fact that
They dug
yeah,
themselves
really-
into a hole at the beginning
really
of the
low on
season.
Seattle. I mean, Seattle's in
and-
fifth. They're 1 point behind Colorado,
if Timbers can get themselves some home field advantage, that could be really
Some
beneficial
defense,
for them.
which they cannot.
Yeah, and then look at that second. We're not last. Where's Orlando
Dude,
at?
DC
Right there.
United 5% to make it. Come on, boys.
Let's go.
So you're telling me there's a chance?
1%. There's a chance.
I mean, you're better than San Jose, who's pretty much already mathematically eliminated.
and
Oh,
the
yeah,
worst
they're
team in
bad.
Missouri.
They have eight games left, so they could get 24 points.
So
like, it's going to take another couple games, but
it looks like if you're in the green, they like your chances, and if you're in the red, they're not. So they don't like the Revs. They don't like
so
Toronto.
the Revolution are
they
in
don't
green
like it
with an
red.
8% chance.
Yeah.
But
When
the
you're
Fire
beating
are
teams
No, that
5-0,
No, go back to that other thing.
Yeah.
So wait, the Revolution are in green, but the Fire are not.
I think
Despite
that's
the fact that the Fire have a higher chance.
I think it's boosted by the fact that they didn't have Heel for some time.
it's because
And they
on the
they
come
have
up.
2 more games. They have 2 games in hand on everybody, and they're like even.
Oh, sorry.
Holy-
It's the
wow,
bottom.
we are 2 points behind the playoff line.
Here's
I
this.
DC
You are.
United, everybody in the East, 2 points, 26 to 28. That's insane.
Also,
And New
here-
England has 2 games in hand. That's why they have a. I think they almost have a
Atlanta
really
and Toronto
good
are going to
chance.
drop.
It says green number indicates the team controls their destiny, so they just have to win.
Oh,
That
okay.
makes sense.
Mm.
And the red teams have to have other things happen, but Atlanta's
Yeah.
still at
So New-
24%.
So New England having games in hand means that if they win them all, they're good.
Same
They're
thing with
looking pretty good.
same thing with
Don't
Who's
worry. This
Austin.
team's dropping like a rock.
Which team?
Dropping like a
All
rock.
right, you stop that. You stop that. Dan Mooney, good evening from the UK. I saw he got that number 1 Shambos going on Daniel's thing. Number 1
Nice.
Shambos going to you. Shambos, man. Columbus. They're going to rest some guys. They just won a trophy. There's going to be some congestion. I think we see Shambos, this midweek? Is that when their makeup game is? Midweek, maybe?
yes. Yeah.
So we should be seeing a lot of Shambos coming up in the next couple of games as they kind of rest, take a break, rest some of their starters, and get ready. Oh, and they have Campione's Cup at some point too coming up. So we'll be seeing a lot of Shambos. We'll see what he can do.
So for Daniel's comment, we wouldn't get beat 7-0 by Columbus. We would get beat 7-0 by Messi. So get it right. Come on.
It is true. They've looked good.
Yeah.
without him.
There's no chance Columbus catches Miami. No chance.
No, Miami is on. I don't like to talk about that, but hey, let's talk about this real quick. Let's talk about who was in the chat the last episode when we did our preview that called that Carlos Hill 100. There was a few of you. I think we all agreed. We called that Carlos Hill 100.
Didn't
love
start
it.
him, but
Not so much that Nick Lima 100 off the bench, but hey.
That
off the bench,
insane.
bro.
But we got that Carlos Hill 100. You love to see it. Barrero also back from injury, getting indecisive. New England dominated this Montreal Impact, who made a lot of moves in the summer, tried to move some pieces around. They got mad at Yosef. They got unmad at Yosef, and he started. Maybe that's why they lost and got smacked around. Are we believers in this New England team? Is the comeback real? Is the real question.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. They're getting
believe it.
unwritten off. I wrote them off a long time ago in like May,
We all
but they're getting unwritten off. Bobby Wood is thinking this is 2014 or something, and he's scoring goals, and Carlos Hill's back, and like they kind of have like some okay players. Like if Vacic is actually not doing bad in goal, Arriaga's all over the place now. Like Bayraktarovic has got talent. Barrero, like
They brought in Will Sands from Columbus. Look at that.
if you
70.
don't have to rely on Frioni, all of a sudden he can score somehow.
and
and
who
it's like-
needs Frioni when now you have Langoni? That's the real
Incredible.
question.
Incredible.
Off the bench. That's the real Goni.
So yeah, New England also has 2 games in hand, like I mentioned before. So I kind of think they might be I don't know. Philly is in there. Philly's probably the best team of those. Atlanta still's obviously got a chance, but like New England's definitely got a chance. They control their own destiny, despite having a minus 19 goal differential.
I will say here, do you want to hear their schedule and you tell me win or loss?
Yes.
At RSL.
Win at this point.
Question? Maybe draw. We'll give them a
Draw.
point.
Okay, point. Home to St. Louis.
Win.
Mm,
That's a
St.
win.
Louis
At
is
home?
looking good.
I don't know, man. St. Louis is cooking, man.
They're looking pretty good.
I say it's that's a win.
That's a win.
Okay.
Every day.
At New England?
At Orlando.
No,
That's a win.
Home to Montreal.
that's a win.
I think based on this most recent result,
Based on this
probably a win.
At Charlotte.
loss,
That's a
That's
loss.
Maybe a draw.
maybe
Charlotte,
a draw.
Charlotte doesn't.
They won't
For
win.
sure.
I'll tell you that.
Carlos Hill could score on Kalina,
Yeah.
though, man.
It could be like a
Uh,
1-1.
Home to Nashville.
Oh,
That's a win.
easy win.
At Houston.
Probably a draw.
Draw or loss. Home to
Yeah.
DC.
Win.
That's a win.
That's a win.
And do you want to know their last 2 games? It's at Columbus and at Miami. Those are their
Ooh.
2 games in hand.
All right.
They're gonna need points before then. Let's put it that way. They're gonna need to be solidly in the playoff race before the last 2 games. Although both those teams may already have their spots locked up and may not play any of their starters.
Ooh.
But,
So, like,
it's still at the. Yeah.
But if they're not playing real teams, like that might actually be helpful. So
I guess that's
True.
also true.
True.
never know.
Also, who is
it also
this? Who's Pierce for Montreal? That's a new face.
Ooh, T. Pierce? Who's Tom Pierce?
Tommy boy.
Tom Pierce.
26.
That is so photoshopped.
He came from.
He's 26 and he's only played 6 games in his life.
Where was he before this?
Oh, there he is. Wigan.
Wigan.
Okay.
Yeah, so he came from Europe. Negative
Is that,
AA.
is that the championship? I think that's a championship.
Also, if I didn't get to
so.
say, but I'm completely
Maybe
behind Ivicic because, or not Ivicic, but New England because I have the Ivicic card. The
That's
beautiful.
true.
He's kind of a baller. He was good
That's
in Portland
true.
too.
Shout out. Tell him why this card is so cool, Alex.
It's cool because it's the first time I've ever seen on Sorare where a keeper in his photo is wearing the home kit, not the goalkeeper kit.
That's
So
right.
I got
So
the
Rare
one
made an
of
oops.
scooped it up for $11, which I think is fair for
He's
just
a
how
scoring good
cool
too.
it is.
See, now
Yeah,
you need
how-
to go on all the socials and be like, "This is a mistake. You can't do this anymore." So they only print like 5 of them, and then you're like,
How dare
"Oh,
you
man."
mess this up so rare?
Who
Yeah,
wants to do it for
exactly.
me? Who wants to do it for me?
Exactly.
I
No,
can't
you
tell if
can do
it's
it.
photoshopped or if it's like because it looks like he's genuinely wearing it.
It's photoshopped.
You think?
Oh,
Shout out to
100%
Redder Dead.
All of them
Hey.
are photoshopped.
Okay.
Better
okay.
late than never.
This is one of
Dan
the better
Moody had a
photoshopped
Carlos
ones.
Hill in 7th Division 1 limited challenger this weekend.
Love that.
Huge. Also Redder Dead currently 7th in limited challenger Div 2 with a star incoming.
All the lucky
Nice.
number
Hell
7s
yeah.
are in the chat.
Look at that.
I got 777th in anti-stack. Does that count?
Oh, hey, it counts, babies. We count 7s.
I got
Yeah, 7's on this show.
222nd U23 rare.
Oh. Okay.
I got 3016th in anti-stack.
In season
And in
Chris.
season Chris.
That's an in-season Chris, baby.
Newly mint.
Yeah.
He was with the new mint.
Yeah.
But I'm in the wrong jersey somehow.
Yeah, he got re-released with the new mints, the new MLS
Yeah.
cards today. So we finally got the MLS card.
This is the one of we were able to get him.
the 1 of 1.
It was the cheapest one of auction in so rare history. It's 13 cents.
Yeah, he was
Below
like
minimum bid.
majorly. He was DMP, bottom of the barrel. No one even knew he was there. But hey,
Yeah, he had a 0L15. He's like Danjuma. Guess what? Still using.
that's right. Sometimes there's gold at the bottom of the barrel. You just got to go looking
Exactly.
for it. Speaking of which, talking about bottom of the barrel, these teams are not. Even though some would say Cincinnati might be heading that way, because this game was kind of rough. Inter Miami got a really, really early lead, went up 2-0 very early, and then did what they do. They parked the bus. Cincinnati, no Lucho coming off the bench. They couldn't break him down. And like I'd say the last like 30 minutes of this game is all Cincinnati applying the pressure. Acosta did what he could. Oriano did what he could, but it just wasn't enough.
Acosta did not do what he could. He did not try. I'm sorry. I watched this game. I was so happy to play my rare Acosta.
He was kind of waltzing around, wasn't he?
Yeah, he did not care. Hopefully he'll be good this week. But like
he does that all the time though. He like doesn't move until like it really matters, and then he goes.
It was noticeable this game though.
Yeah, he was a little slow per se. Like he wasn't like as quick like on the ball. Like yeah. And shout out to Yaukini, who is now the striker on the Cincinnati team, coming back, doing a whole lot of nothing like he does.
Can we just like put this out there that Cincinnati, of those top 5 teams in the league, they're the only one with a unit that you're like, oh God. I mean, their offense is kind of trash, you know? Whereas LAFC, LA Galaxy, like they literally just have Lucho. That's it.
And Oriano. Excuse me.
Corey Baird.
But like,
you stop that.
Come on. Like 44 goals, really? That's it? Everybody else is in the mid 50s.
Columbus
has played 3 less games and they've scored 47 goals.
But Cincinnati's been doing this for years now. They don't score a lot. They just also don't lose.
Don't forget, all of them are Lucho. He's involved in every single one of their goals.
It's like literally just Lucho. Lucho is their offense.
He does have like 38 goal contributions this season.
And they've only scored 44 times. Like they have 6 goals.
The other 3 Oriano.
I'm pulling up the number. I actually do want to see this.
So yeah, that's like of the big teams that are like really gunning for this, their offense is the worst like unit, like offense defense for both teams.
And their defense is cooked now.
Like
their one strength got completely obliterated.
Right.
And he has
no, go ahead.
26 goal contributions.
Out of 44 goals.
And look at this rare game. They won 3-4 and he didn't contribute once.
Wow.
Sell him.
That's crazy.
Yeah, basically every time they score a lot of goals, he's involved in multiple of them. But again, the injury doesn't help for recently. He'll be fine though. He's got Montreal at home coming up. Should be okay.
It's called a get-right game.
Guzan banged. We'll get into that for sure. Guzan. Didn't play him at all. But yeah, dude, we said that from the beginning. You said there's no attack. Then their defense got decimated. Awaziem has come in. He was supposed to be great, but all he's done is screw up. If it's not own goals, it's error-led to goals. It's just negative 12 AA. Hasn't been necessarily great, but hey, they brought in Teenage Hadebe. Teenage Hadebe is coming to Cincinnati as of today.
I will say
that's interesting. Actually,
we waited all year for Luca Arregiano new season, and then they released the new season mints, and he's still not in there. Everybody else got one. Celentano got one. Luca got one. Kevin Kelsey finally got minted. He wasn't minted for a while. Robinson got one.
Now we know what he looks like. Look at that.
All I remember he's the guy with the baggy jersey. That's all I remember him as. Because he wears I think he wears an XL jersey on the pitch. But yeah, and then again, I didn't start Jordi Alba this week. I didn't like the matchup. And
really?
I didn't find a spot for him. Oh no, I think I did, but it wasn't Prio, so it didn't mean anything. But yeah, he's been on an incredible run. Can't hate. Did I actually put? I'm sure I put him in a lineup.
That's right. Hey, the MLS is a great league. That's right. We got Watford players.
Oh, there he is.
Good.
Yep.
Didn't Nwobodo come from Watford too?
I think he came from somewhere in Turkey.
I thought Nwobodo came from Watford too. I don't know.
Let's find out.
I thought Cucho came from.
Where was that Alba lineup?
Wolves or something.
Yeah, that was Wolves.
Nwobodo came from.
Is it gonna load?
Goes Tepe.
Goes to Tepe. Yes, shout out the Super League.
I thought he had a Watford card. Maybe not. Now I need to know.
Cards. Yeah, there's the Gozatepe card. Yeah. He only has 3 cards, and none of them are that.
Yeah. The only 2 teams that come up on his Sorare data are Cincinnati and Gozatepe.
Yeah.
I don't know why I thought it was Watford for some reason.
Maybe
anyway,
there's another midfielder for Cincy. I'll look.
Troy Deeney. That's all I know from Watford.
Yep.
I don't know.
Here's Hogg.
It is one of those things. But anyway, yeah. Rest in peace, Cincinnati. Miami is continued. Do we need to talk about Miami at all? Do we need to? Anybody have anything to say about Miami other than Martinez coming in, shoring up that back line? And
Tommy Alves is kind of like the most dumb decision maker of all time. since like we all started bigging him up, he has been like actually horrible. Like he gets a red card like every 4 games. Genuinely, I don't think he wants to play at points. He's waiting for Messi to come back.
Hey, he's still getting paid. He's doing the Reynoso thing. He's still getting paid.
Look at that
he's
graph.
Red carded or not.
He was so good to start the year. I remember he was like 40
Thank you,
bucks.
Daniel. Thank you. Oh yeah. Well, because they didn't mint him.
Yeah, he only had like 5 cards. Now what is he? What's his price now?
They're still
30
not
bucks.
minting him.
Oh my god.
Oh, they did. Yeah, yeah.
No, because they stopped the mint. They like minted him however many times and then just stopped it. Yeah.
Hasn't been minted since March. They just released new cards today, and he's still not minted.
Yeah, because
unless
he's
it just
not
hasn't
new.
gone yet.
He has his 2024 card. It's done.
Obviously.
So most guys have a limit of 1,000. He has a limit of 50.
There you go. Also, I will say,
guess.
are the Tim Ream package cards still available?
Oh, that's true.
There's one left.
We have Tim Reams in the condom wrappers,
How
who
many-
unopened remain a Fulham card.
How many condom wrapper Reams do we have? 23?
Mm-hmm. Would you say this is collectible? Anybody that's paying attention, would you say this is collectible at all? Like Tim Ream now at Charlotte, so his cards should be Charlotte cards, but they did get a little bit of unopened Tim Ream cards. Are these valuable?
It's
Would you
gonna
say?
be open soon.
But
You don't have to open
them. You can keep them closed.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's interesting. I'm not opening anything.
But one of them could be special edition. There's a what is
Oh,
it? What 10%
that's
chance that it's a limited
That's why
edition?
that's why I've been
10%
holding
on that
everything.
thing. On that thing, it's at 10%.
What's his number? What's his jersey number? Do we know?
No idea.
All
right, while you figure that out,
36.
We could talk about Charlotte and New York Red
works.
Bulls,
Oh, there's
Who
early
had-
access on the back.
who had a head-to-head battle of nothingness as expected in this game. Balanda smash, Ream smash,
Ooh.
defenses did great. Lewis Morgan did nothing, but somehow scored well. Lewis Morgan with 26 AA. Who knew? Who knew he had it in him? Not me.
He gets some
Insane.
shots on goal or something.
That's the second game in a row he's got an AA too. I'm pretty
Is
sure
it?
because he got like
He
an
normally
80.
gets a decent AA.
No, that's the whole thing is he doesn't.
5 attempted assists.
That's
Yeah.
not
What
the
were they
Lewis Morgan.
doing? What were they
Dude, show-
doing to him?
Can we
Doing
look at
Red
Lou-
Bull things.
Can we show his scores? Because I'm pretty sure he had a big AA game recently, and we thought it was insane. And now he's done it twice.
Well, there's no Forsberg. I mean, someone's got to do it, right? Yeah.
Wait, yeah, 20 in the Toronto game. That's
26, 11,
kind of
20 against
wild.
Toronto, 10, 10. See, this is the Lewis Morgan that we know. No AA, no nothing.
21 AA right
decisive.
there. What are you
Is
talking about?
Forsberg alive? Are we sure he's okay?
So apparently, and I didn't get this in writing, but in some of the other MLS shows that I listen to from insiders, people that have real jobs with the MLS, apparently he's still a few weeks away. So apparently, word on the street is that Forsberg still, even after this Leagues Cup break, is still a few weeks away. You hate to see it, man.
Dude had 2 months off and he's still not back.
They
Yeah,
said,
he's-
oh, he'll be back in a month. Nope.
Yeah, he was supposed to be back in a couple of weeks. He came off the bench for one game, I think, came on for a few minutes, and then, just never saw him again. But as expected, Charlotte defend their home. They don't necessarily lose, but they don't win. Karol Swiderski, though, must I say, continues to get on
Welcome
board.
back.
Karol is here to stay. Welcome back. Should we be picking up Karol Swiderski? He's on pens. I mean, Charlotte, and I kind of said this. I said this in the last show, Chris, but you weren't here, obviously. Karol
What are you talking
Swiderski.
about? I was here the last show in May. What do you mean?
Yeah, right. My bad, dude. My bad.
Last
Karol
MLB show.
Swiderski was productive on Sorare and a decent scorer on a fairly worse team than they are now. So, kind of going off that, you kind of want to pick up a Karol, right? Because this team is way better. So his score should be pretty nice, right?
And yeah, I mean, I think his price isn't terrible.
Got minted too
$2.
today.
$2.
He did.
He was a part of the
Hey,
batch.
all right.
Yeah, his second one went for 215 new season.
Oh wow.
Wow.
Yeah, no, I think
Even-
he's always been a decent AA, like not great, but like at least will give you like 5 to 10 when he's doing things. And so like when he scores goals is like 65 to 70 instead of like 60. But like very obviously very goal reliant, but Has some a little bit of international utility too.
I mean,
So.
he's definitely gone on some runs where he's scored fairly well, and he's on pens.
Yeah.
So it seems like he's back on pens too. So hey, ho ho, pick up your carols and get to go. Oh,
Carol
hey.
Swiderski's got to go. Hey. What's it called? Are there any guys that you have been considering picking up from these new mints? I know you guys haven't done anybody yet, but is there anybody that you've looked at? Or no?
I tried to pick up some of the like Houston guys, like the new guys, like their new like 21-year-old winger and Ezekiel Ponce. Other than that, I'm just letting them sit. Like I don't need these cards. Like I really don't. Except for Peck, maybe. I'm gonna be following Peck's price very closely.
He's very expensive. And he is 23. Like it's not like he's a 20-year-old where you're like, you get 3 years out of him, you know? It's like dude loses U23 eligibility next year. So
it's not even about the U23. He's just yeah, there you go. Peck is terrible. Don't pick him up.
He's a decent forward card. Like he has a lot of AA, but
no one look at him.
I was so ready. No one had said anything in the Discord. I was so happy. And then a ZM Star said something about it. And then I got outbid like a minute later.
Yeah, what we should have done is the whole MLS Discord should have just stayed quiet, not said anything, and just try to scoop up those Pecks before people realized that he was on the market. And hey, man, if we're going to be the MLS people, let us get it first, okay? We're the ones that care. We're the ones that love these players, right? He plays with Imane and Yoshida.
Wait,
that's
are
right.
You saying,
these boys on
are
top.
you saying that people don't care about MLS?
Not as much as we do.
Not as much as we do. Not as much as...
Sound like you're getting a cold. Yeah. Oof.
Where were we?
Hey, there you go. Thomas always has our back. He'll shout it loud and proud. If anybody will, it's Thomas. Yeah, Thomas told everybody that Peck was out and about. You hate to see it, but hey, let's talk about
God damn it, Thomas.
The Seattle team who took it to Minnesota, even though their new signing Kelvin Yeboah banged a brace in his debut. Yeah, you love to see it. Yamar doing Yamar things, and Jackson Reagan continues to be massive, along with Obid Vargas and Rusnak.
Is this a different Yeboah than Yao Yeboah?
Yep.
I'm assuming it is. But
yes,
they minted a new one.
Yeboah.
Okay.
They minted a new one during the offseason or during the transfer window.
They minted a new Yeboah.
They just cloned him.
They had enough essence and they got one.
They crafted a Yeboah.
He looked good in this game, man. He looked very dangerous. He makes those runs. He's a little sneaky around the box. He looks really good in this game. Granted, the rest of the team is the thing that gives me questions. But yeah, this Minnesota team is trying to come back from the dead a little bit. They started off hot. They just completely fell off the face of the earth, and they are now trying to figure it out again with Little Trap banging and Laud banging. So, did anybody see this game? There you go, Daniel.
Yeah, I watched until Yamar got the penalty, and then I threw my phone and turned it off because that pissed me off pretty bad. Because I think whoever had my lineup had hit like a 90 already, and so I was riding high on that, and he just chopped some dude down for no reason in the box. No, it was Rusnak. I had Rusnak get the assist early. And yeah, Reagan gets the 82 and Yamar gets the 6.
So can I point out someone that's doing things?
Yes.
For Seattle?
Yes.
That is 19 years old.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
He's getting it. He's starting to get it. Yeah, baby.
Oh, Bad Vargas continues to do the thing.
Decisives, which is making him real dangerous. He still doesn't have a ton. Like he's gotten a 39 game of AA and he's gotten a 29 games. So like he can hit peaks, but like most of his games are kind of in the teens to maybe low 20s. But with the decisive, that makes him very dangerous, like very like 100 dangerous. And he's obviously got U23 for a long time. So yeah,
especially when U23.
He's getting there.
He's like the Gabriel Martinellis of João Paulo.
Sure.
Pretty good on his day, but not there yet. But he can get there.
But he's definitely getting there, and it's finally time. And yeah, I mean, he's a staple in this team. He'll probably be around for a little bit. Seattle's cooking, man. Seattle is back from the dead, and yes, De La Vega played and didn't get injured.
Huge.
Played 26 minutes and didn't get injured. Imagine that.
Prep the party.
Did he get minted? He probably did, huh?
He got minted at the beginning of the season.
Did he really?
Yeah, he's been minted the whole
dang.
time.
Well, he hasn't been playing, so nobody noticed.
He was like $100 even
He's
when he was hurt for rare.
$1.88.
How much is his rare now? $14. Jeez,
Yeah,
it was 100 for so long.
his rare is probably too small. But like,
Yeah,
isn't it wild that Peck and De La Vega were like very similar signings? And
Yeah.
look at what one is and look at what the other is.
Yep, insane. Feel bad, but you know what?
Yeah, he
Train
was
those,
definitely one of the hype boys of the season.
What is his injury? What's his injury always? Different things, or is it once?
Lower body injury, I don't know.
Yeah.
His injury is having amazing hair.
I'm not going to say train that lower body, but yeah, just let's focus on.
Can we just focus on his hair real quick? Can you pull up my screen? Like look at this man.
He is
That's some-
flown. Oh,
That's some locks.
hammy.
Hammy. He almost has
This is
good
over
a hair.
my
As,
hammy.
he almost has good a hair as Chris.
Almost. Not
Almost.
quite.
Almost. One day.
Cursed
one
Hammy.
day- Cursed ham Sammy. You know what I'm saying. Dear Lord. But yeah, Seattle. Dude, we should be talking about Paul Rothrock. If we're going to talk about anybody, it's our boy Paul Rothrock. That's who's really breaking down
What a
the Seattle team.
Now this makes me really intrigued to see what they go with at the midweek because this is their strongest lineup. And
Yeah,
I would
what are they
assume
gonna
they would go with their strongest lineup again and then rotate on Saturday.
I think they might throw Bell in for Yamar. Maybe.
I don't know.
I think
it's
there might be
tough,
center back rotation.
but you got to think they are in the open semi, but then they're about to play a really beaten and battered LAFC right now. Who they kind of had the upper end. Like, sure, they played Minnesota this weekend, but they didn't play in a final. You know, they weren't super up for it. They didn't just battle Columbus. They played Minnesota.
So, if you were going to rotate, would you have rotated Minnesota or would you have rotated their next game at rival Portland?
We talked about that.
Or the
you
next
think they would have
game
rotated this
at
one?
Columbus. You would have thought this would be the rotation.
Yeah, because as a fan, we have a fan in the chat that says they better not rotate against Portland. Like,
I
when
don't
it
think
comes to
they're
shit
allowed
like
to.
that-
I think they would all be fired if they rotate against Portland.
No, they're not. What if they rotate against LAFC?
That's what I'm saying. Like,
skip the Open
LAFC,
Cup.
They might.
LAFC just got beat up. Like, who's to say they don't run out a semi lineup to start anyway? Like, if they need to at 45, bring in some of the smashers. But, like,
Wouldn't it be crazy if they both rotate and the Open Cup game ends up being nothing? Oh, that's so sad.
I will say it looks like they did sub off some guys at points to keep them fresh. So I would assume those guys that got subbed
they
off
made
will
early
play.
subs.
Yeah. And I assume Thomas comes in for the Open Cup too. No Fry.
Ooh,
Hopefully.
really?
Yeah,
I
I think Thomas has started every Open Cup game. up to
Thomas
this
the
point.
tank engine.
And he did good in the Leagues Cup too. So
Yeah, he did.
either way, Minnesota still trying to figure their way back. Even though Timo Pukki got to start, but we'll see. We'll keep an eye on Minnesota, but it ain't great, Chief. Ray, no show or not, it ain't great. It is not great. Ugh. Do we have to talk about? You know what? Let's talk about it.
Yeah, do the rest of the games first. It's fine.
Oh, you want to save that to the end? Okay. All right.
I don't want you to feel uncomfortable for the rest of the show.
Or are you just gonna parade my existence?
Oh,
We'll get to it.
I'm just gonna, I'm gonna go make some popcorn, and then we'll get to that game at some point, and I'll just be back.
Okay. All right. Oh, I just closed out of that one. All right. Let's do this thing. Let's talk about one of these games that'll load. Whichever game wants to load, I will go ahead and talk about that game. Okay, here we go. Look at that. Here we are. We're going to talk about Toronto beating the Houston Dynamo at home.
Without Insigne.
Okay.
Yeah.
Dude, Daniel's going off on Portland. I love it.
Wait, what
Bernadeschi is proving that he can play defense and offense with his last man tackle and also getting the assist on the other side to win this game. I didn't think Houston Dynamo would lose this game since Toronto has been so up and down. But when you have Prince Owusu starting up top, how could you not get the W? That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
Because the rest of their team is terrible without Insigne.
I will say I think the first place U23 limited lineup had Mikhail in it, which is kind of cool.
Mikhail's awesome.
But yeah, I mean, we expected Houston to win this, but it's still close. I think that I thought Houston was going to score too, but I don't know. They're usually good defensively at home, so not conceding more than one makes sense. But yeah.
I mean, if you expected them to win, I would hope you expected them to score.
Well, I'm saying
It's fair.
yeah, that is true.
Damn it,
But
Chris.
I thought they'd score more.
Is
than
this
one,
what
though.
happened when I wasn't here? You guys were just saying, I hope they win this game, but I don't think they'll score.
Yeah, basically. Yeah, that's usually how it goes.
Something like that.
What are you new here, dude?
A little
What are
bit.
you-
I'm here
Yeah,
for my
man.
interview.
Thomas is backing me up.
I'm here
Appreciate
There
for
you
my
go.
interview.
Own goals
Own
are a
goals.
thing.
Own goals
Especially
are
with
you
Toronto?
scoring though? Like they count for your goal total.
it. Hey, with Toronto too, that's a possibility.
Yeah, oh, yeah,
That's
yeah, it
true.
is. But I mean, we've talked about it. Ezekiel Ponce, he's coming into the team. You watch him; he makes all the right runs, but he just gets on the ball and he just has a poor first touch. Doesn't really know what to do with it. Gets caught under him all the time, and it's just not quite there yet. And then I mean, Latif had a stinker of a game. Hector Herrera is doing great things. So is Artur, and yeah,
Yep.
Mikhail has just been continuing to smash U23. And then Franco Escobar is also kind of awesome. So I don't know. This Houston team is fine. They're fun. They brought in pieces. It's going to take some time. And we know that Toronto on any given day, they can just kind of make it happen. And yeah,
Toronto's
Bernadeschi
so
forward
weird.
for $4. That's a good price. Because look, even with all the shenanigans, Bernadeschi continues to put up great scores. And that's all you need. You might get a red card in there, but for the most part, he can kind of bang.
Especially when Insigne doesn't play.
Exactly. Actually,
Insigne-
with Insigne playing, even he's been better than Insigne recently.
Oh, Insigne's been dust, bro. Insigne's been dusty.
Insigne's thrown up a few 80s when he gets a decisive, but like Bernadeschi's been getting decisives at a much higher frequency.
Bernadeschi's definitely been the one to own this, at least this season. I mean, granted, they're both on their day. They're great players, but yeah, they has been great. And Sean John with a nice little clean sheet too.
So-
You love to see it.
Insigne is averaging a 73 over his last 5 games.
Yep.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
But how many of
he's
those has he started?
Very good. Almost all
I
of
guess.
them.
Yeah, I guess he did start.
Yeah,
those.
that's what I was like, because I'm just like throwing lineups in, and I'm just like, wait, Insigne's not doing well? Like, he seems to be doing very well. But yeah, no, he's been fine. He's been doing his thing.
Yeah, that's fair. That's
Maybe it's
fair, I
time to
guess.
pair him up. Also, Bernadeschi midfielder is $15.
Who do they
for
play
Rick.
next? Wait,
They got
what?
DC at home, Austin
DC,
at home.
Austin. Yeah.
Ooh. Which granted, Austin, they're starting to show some flashes too. But yeah, DC United at home.
The second worst team in the league? I think we're like third or fourth worst team in the league. Come on.
No, San
Give
Jose.
us some credit.
Come on.
We're ahead of San Jose. We're ahead of St. Louis.
Man.
That's probably where we are, right there. In that running
Ooh.
with Chicago, maybe?
Do we know how long Insigne's out for? That's the real question.
I
They said
didn't know he was
hamstring.
gonna be
They
out.
said it's
to be fair.
hamstrings, so I would assume probably won't see him this weekend either. If he didn't
Because
come
it
off
it was kind of
hamstring
it was
is
a
normally
late
like-
scratch, wasn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
hamstring's normally like a month.
Yeah, probably. We might not see him again till unless they're fighting for playoffs. We might not see him this season.
I mean,
Genuinely.
they definitely are fighting for playoffs.
Well, I'm saying by then.
But I think this was a hamstring here, which he missed like beginning of April to beginning of May. So
According to Herdman, Thomas coming in hot. Everyone is good to go for the midweek. So maybe it was precautionary.
where
Oh yeah,
it was at Houston, they don't have turf.
they possibly just saved him for Canadian.
Well, they play
Cup.
Forge. They play Forge in Canadian Cup, and they got smashed by Forge. So
So
they
they
have
have
a
to
lot of
come
making up
back.
to do.
Also, I was just gonna say they haven't played in like 2 weeks, so
Yeah, they
It's
got
not
bounced in the Leagues Cup.
but it's
Which
not
sounds-
like they needed to rotate. Like just play your team.
Yeah, well, good luck. Because, yeah, I mean, maybe they rotate for DC, to be honest. Because now, yeah. How much was that deficit against Forge in the midweek? Because I remember they lost.
I think
I
it
don't
was
remember about how much they lost.
2-0.
I'm looking.
Wait, is Bernadette suspended for the DC game for what? Yellow card?
Trying to take the other dude's head off.
He didn't
2-1.
play last
2-1.
time. Yeah, they only lost 2-1 in the first game. That was in
Before-
July. My God, they playing the second leg at the end
it's
of
weird.
August.
It's weird. They play the games like they play them same time as Open Cup, so they just follow the same schedule as Open Cup.
But they're doing 2 legs instead of
Exactly. So
yeah.
it's weird because back when the Open Cup games were more frequent, it wasn't as bad.
Yeah, Bernadeschi's out with yellow card accumulation
God damn
for the
it.
DC game. But
Thanks,
maybe it
Vic.
is Insigne season. Shout out to J Vic for that. Yeah. So maybe it is Insigne season for this weekend against DC. Are you gonna have a hard
Bernadeschi is
time playing Insigne
also-
against DC?
Bernadeschi, no, not at all. I will love my own misery. Bernadeschi is also 3 years younger than Insigne, which
Is
I
he
think is
really?
interesting. Yeah, he's only 30. He's not super old yet. Daniel Cooper. Yo, that's funny.
Oh man, Bernadeschi and his shenanigans. If it's not a red card, it's a yellow card accumulation, and if it's not,
And you know for a fact he'll get a red card in the first game back. Guaranteed. Oh, against Forge. He'll get a red
he's
card.
definitely getting a red card against Forge in the Canadian Cup, Canadian Classic. What the hell?
Championship.
What the
Canadian
hell do they do up
Championship.
there in the
I think
north?
it's called the Canadian Championship. Yep, Canadian Championship.
Yeah,
They
better
played
see-
at Tim Hortons Field.
There you go. The best
Doesn't
field
get-
in Canada.
it doesn't get more Canada than that. No, it does
We need
not.
Forge to win that tournament so bad. Indy 11 or Forge need to win one of those tournaments.
That would.
Well, Forge
oh.
Forge is going to make it anyway, right? CPL gets a spot now. I'm pretty sure.
Well, do they get multiple? Is Forge top of the league?
I have no clue.
What are we talking about? Canadian.
I mean,
Forge?
for sure, Forge is always the best team, right? They got to be top of their league. Yeah, they're top.
If
They're
it ain't
top.
Vancouver, Montreal, or Toronto, you can get out.
Ooh, it's really tight though. 4 teams within 3 points of each other. It's a hell of a race. I don't know how long it goes, but
Who knows?
I mean, Canada, winter comes early. Like they may be done already. I
Yeah,
don't
Canadian
know.
Championship 2024 champion, Canadian Premier League champion and Shield winner,
Oh,
Ooh.
CONCACAF
So they get 3
Caribbean
spots.
Cup champion runner-up and 3rd place, Central American
So the
Cup
CPL
champion.
gets 2 teams.
They're just letting
at
everybody
least.
in. That's why Sporting's getting in. Open Cup champion, Supporter Shield winners, non-Supporter Shield winning conference champion. Next 2 best clubs. Open Cup.
Forge.
Forge
They're
is like-
a team
that's-
in Canada in the
No,
Canadian
but that's where
Premier
you
League.
forge steel. Like it's like a furnace where you forge things. It's
It's
like a
basically
verb.
like
Go
they just have a
play
big
Skyrim, bro.
they have a big essence factory at their stadium and they just forge players. And that's how they build their roster.
Yeah, that's where Nicholas got the idea for the Sorare factory.
A lot of tier
Calvary is
4s
hot
over there.
though. Calvary has won 5 games in a row and they only have 8 wins all year.
All right.
So,
Are we doing a Canadian championship bracket right now?
Why are we talking about the Canadian Championship? For what?
don't worry. This is what the people want.
Yeah, exactly.
There's definitely a foundry in Canada for sure. There has to be.
Here we
Yeah,
go, Canadian championship
Foundry
bracket.
and a Forge are very similar.
Yeah, there has to be one in Canada for sure. The second
Canadian-
division, most likely. All right,
Was
let's
it
get back
Canadian
into this.
Premier
So it looks like there's 8 teams in the CPL and only 4 of them will make the playoffs. So
Why can't we do ours? like
those
that?
4 teams are like they're pretty locked in as far as like it's very tight.
Decision day is going to be tough though. York United's got to just can't lose.
No, they're like
Vancouver
6
FC is-
points. They're 6 points.
Yeah,
clear.
but that's what I'm saying. They can't lose.
Y'all
Yeah,
love
dude,
Canada.
It's
eh?
all about they're all playing for seeding right now though.
It's going to be interesting who gets a support.
But remember, this
Forge has the
exactly the Shield gets a
Mhm.
spot in the CPL.
Exactly.
So,
Hey, don't sleep on Cavalry FC though.
Atletico
They're tied with
Ottawa?
points.
Atletico Ottawa, dude, like
Yeah,
that's wild.
Hey,
I've
York
never
United.
heard of them.
Hey, the 3 teams ahead of them drop points and they go and they win. They're looking.
They
at
could
first
literally
place.
go to first place. Yeah.
Exactly,
Bro, Red
I mean,
or
they're
Dead,
both
I'm with
up
you,
there.
man. They're just babbling on. I don't even know what the heck's going on anymore.
Exactly. Oh, shout
said-
out to Pacific FC. What a defense! 21 goals conceded. That's it.
Yeah, but
How
they've only
about shout
scored
out to
14
Austin
goals, man.
FC?
Yeah,
That's-
they're basically they're supporting.
Or it's trying desperately to get back on
You
track.
guys want to talk about Austin, bro?
Please no.
I think the sneaky team could be Cavalry. I think they got
So
it. this year.
could Austin beat Pacific? That's my question.
Can we
'Cause,
set
like,
up the SITS Cup and just get
Yeah.
a preseason tournament?
should
of
do,
Canadian
like-
Premier League.
They should do like a cup between like the different leagues and like put Canadian teams against the MLS
Yeah.
teams, and they could do it like in the middle of a season, and like whoever finishes in like the
Yeah.
top 3 spots could get like Champions League spots. Like that'd be cool. That'd be a cool.
Exactly. And we have
I'd
like
watch that.
and then we have all the games in the USA and
Yes.
like the Canada has no home field advantage at all.
They could
Besides
do like
Forge. Besides
they-
Forge gets their own base.
they could do like World Cup style. Like they
Exactly.
move on, they get like
Exactly.
knockouts, and then they
But
just
But they do groups of 3 instead of 4, and then 2
that's
teams
what they're gonna
qualify.
do in the World Cup though, probably.
That's what I'm saying, but we should do and then like every game goes to penalties instead of like draws, just to make it more fun.
Oh, like for an extra point.
Yeah, exactly. Wouldn't that be
Dude.
good?
Dude,
And
call Don Garber. We got an idea.
But then we give Columbus and Forge, they don't have to play group stage because they're too good. Like
that's true.
Yeah.
That would make sense.
Yeah,
just
so
go
they
straight
get like
through.
the free pass, and then
That
they get to play
also-
like the worst team to start.
Yeah, that also cures the whole like we have 30 teams and not 32 teams that are gonna
exactly. But then
Yeah.
like we gotta like rig the game so all the Canadian Premier League teams win.
So would HFX Wanderers? How do we think they would do? Like, would they get to the round of 16?
Well, it depends on their
You think?
group. Like, who do they get drawn against? Do we rig the draw like we did for the Leagues Cup? or-
Yeah, no, I actually like Daniel Cooper's comment. It should be the USL and the Canadian League. Like
Okay.
everybody love that. So like
What if
Indy 11 and Cavalry like squaring off, dude. There's a natural rivalry between Indianapolis and Cavalry anyway. I don't actually know what town Cavalry's in. I'm assuming it's just called Cavalry.
yeah,
But like Hamilton for Forge FC, like
yeah.
Hamilton has a natural
All right, this is it. I'm taking over. We're done. All right, Austin beat Nashville SC. All right, this is what we're gonna talk about here, and we're gonna talk about how bad Nashville is. Okay, me and all my homies are gonna talk about how bad Nashville
and
is.
velour.
So you put Forge in.
All right. Anyway, look, we're gonna have a conversation about Austin, okay? Because this team is making their way back up the dang standings. Okay, thank you, Thomas. Where are you at? Just message me on Discord. All right, we're gonna bring these guys in. All right, you're getting replaced. Brad Stuver hit the dang hundy. Okay, Brad Stuver is freaking massive, and Nashville continues to be bad.
They call
Do
me
you think
Pedro
that-
de la
So we put
Vega
so we
because I
put
come in
Forge-
for one.
Yeah,
Dude, they're just I can't do it. I can't
Forge
do
sets
it.
up the
Look,
base in Minnesota, and that's where all their home games are. And all they do is they play
who
in there,
gave him
but it's still-
admin?
but they had Minnesota in the group, so the home game doesn't matter. And so I feel like we got a tournament going right there.
Literally first stream back and I get kicked off the stream. Like I'm in mid-season form. Like y'all were taking a break for this preseason tournament. I was grinding, man. I was getting ready.
Hey,
I'm here.
tweet this at Don Garber. We got a tournament idea ready to go. Make some
No.
money too, because we know
Who's
you
the
need
USL version of Don Garber?
Why you tell us?
I don't know. I don't know who it is. I'm sure there's a guy.
Let me look at the Canadian Premier League.
Tweet the USL, just at USL. It goes to my email actually if you tweet that.
Are you guys
Canadian
done? Are you guys
Oh,
tired of
Mark
talking?
Noonan. We got to
Dude.
get at him.
Why
Canadian
aren't we talking
Premier
about
League-
Austin? We've been talking about Austin for like 20 minutes and like
Yeah,
the stream just cut out on me. I don't know what happened. But I went through my whole Austin preview.
yeah. I got a blank
Oh,
screen.
yeah.
I talked about John Gallagher doing good. I don't know what we're. Yeah,
Daniel Pereira, he's back, man.
yeah he
Hey.
did. He did. Yeah, did
Hey,
solid.
but it never fails that even in a 2-0 defeat, Walker Zimmerman will still score well.
Hey, don't
He said-
forget, I said Hani and was my pick, but he missed a penalty, so it would have happened. But Stuver, man,
Ooh, Joey Veerman. I love having Joey Veerman now.
Red or dead, I hope you win one. Like it is what we need in this world. The world will be right when Red or Dead wins a Joey Veerman. And hey, if you played Austin players, you might have had that done. Let's shout out Bakari, their new signing. We mentioned him in the last show. We mentioned he said, hey, they're bringing in new pieces. They might be pretty good. And hey, look at him getting a goal on maybe his debut. I don't know if it is his debut or not, but hey, welcome to the squad. Welcome to Austin FC. And hey, you know it's a good day when
No.
Driussi continues to do nothing.
I sold my Joey
Driussi
Veerman,
is
guys.
toast.
Just
Did you?
bad news.
you're not the only one.
I mean, I did make a lot of money off of it, but
Same. Probably
Yeah.
should have kept it.
okay. Driussi. He's a thing.
When
He's horrible.
is Driussi dust?
Yep.
I don't know.
Is it over?
I always like to buy low on these guys because like sometimes they suck, but also sometimes they don't suck. Like they come back from the dead, and then you're like, oh, you're so smart. But like,
Where's the not sucking though, or where's the
well, I mean, some guys do just suck for a while, but like he still does AA. He's just not scoring.
When's his contract expire?
Next year.
Next year.
Oh, look who the next matchup is. Vancouver Whitecaps, a part of the new.
Ooh.
How do we say Leagues Cup in French Canadian? That'll be what it's called.
Liga Coupe.
Coupe de what?
Coupe de Ligue. Liga.
Leagues.
Ligue 1.
French and Quebecois.
Ligue 1. Oh no. CPL scout.
Let's go.
This is a new person we've never met before on stream.
Yeah, here we go. CPL's in the
Welcome
States.
to the
Let's
stream.
go.
Let me tell you.
Can you give us a detailed breakdown of Forge FC?
Yeah.
Well, I think it's going to come down to the last game this year. Before the snow comes in, but I think they're looking pretty high. I mean, they have to go. Well, they qualify. Oh, sorry, don't ignore this.
I don't know where you're getting your sources. Snow has been falling there for 2 months.
Yeah, well, I think he's talking about like the yearly envelopment of just the stadium, so they can't even access it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. There's like 20 feet of snow at some point during the season.
Somehow they have games until October 19th, by the way, in Canada.
I mean, you saw that game that when Davies against Honduras, when Davies like did the thing, you know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, that was like in the midst of winter. Like, wasn't that
we call that an O Canada?
Yeah, wasn't that around like when what's his name, Turner, like froze his toe off or whatever?
Yes, got frostbite.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Yep.
And that's what the strong guys at Forge are gonna have to deal with coming up. They're trying to fight for that supporter shield. I mean, I personally think Cavalry's gonna take it. What about you?
They've got 8 games left. Like everybody's got 8 games left. So like obviously Forge 2 points up. But like Cavalry has won 5 games in a row, guys. Like they started out the season 3-9-3, and they've won 5 in a row since then. So I don't think we can count them out.
No, anything could happen. There's a lot of season left, even though there's only 2 months.
2 months in the season, but there's a lot of season left.
And don't forget, Forge they're fighing for the Canadian championship.
Well, they forget like
they're still.
I forget if they changed the rule this year, but they do playoffs, don't they?
Yes.
So it's a playoff winner. It's a playoff winner that actually makes it. So it's
both. Both the supporter shield and the playoff winner. They both
right. So there's multiple chances.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I'm no shit. Can you put my screen up here? I'm literally looking for Canadian Soccer Championship. And it says, no, this isn't a thing. You can't look for this. Oh, my God.
Why don't we talk about this?
You can't make this up.
We can't forget about the Caribbean Premier League that's going on right now.
He's the CPL scout.
I just want to shout out everyone who's been here, hanging out, talking MLS. At this point, the show's been hijacked. I don't really know where it's going to go. If you're hanging out, I appreciate you. And if you're not, you can talk about the World Titty Wings Championship. Who would know? Who would know? Not Red or Dead or me. Not Red or Dead or me. Just saying. You guys are great. We're also going to have a Road to Glory tomorrow. That'll be fun. Maybe a U23 episode. Maybe a special guest. I don't know. Anyway.
So fun fact, I actually won the Tiddlywinks Championship last year. It was held in Belgium, which was fun. I got to go drink some beer, have some waffles, and tiddly some winks.
About to go to Belgium next month.
Yeah.
Have they minted you yet for Tiddlywinks SoWare yet?
Yeah.
On the new.
Oh yeah. I have rares and super rares that are like off the market because like everybody wants them.
Really?
So like nobody ever actually sells anything.
Are you like the Paul Skeens of Tiddlywinks?
I'm the Phil Neville of Tiddlywinking.
Ooh. So you score a lot of goals, but not much defense.
Yeah. I just kind of throw my hands about and just walk around. And people seem to enjoy it, but also people yell at me a lot, which I don't really get because I'm famous and I was friends with David Beckham. So
that is true.
Don't get that one.
Do y'all remember when Evander wasn't supposed to start this game?
We're talking about tiddlywinks, all right?
Yeah,
What is this?
Tiddlywinks in the States. Come on.
Yeah,
All right.
get out of here.
That's a hell.
Who
That's a hell,
invited that guy?
That's a hell of a spread by Mora, though.
Oof.
4
Yeah.
decisives
And a red
Exactly.
card.
and a
Love
red
to see
card.
it.
But that red card, that was vicious, right? Like he like stepped on the guy's head.
Yeah. So as the resident Canadian, how's the Canadian Tiddlywinks Championship going over there?
Currently, they're on hiatus.
Oh, what happened?
Ooh.
They've seen that tiddlywinks is actually not a very PC term. So
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
that makes sense.
I mean, that's fair. I'm not going to argue with you on that one.
Yeah, maybe you could like revolutionize it over there, Chris, because you're the champ and all.
So my question is, where the heck even are we in the Canadian Championship? What's the other semifinal? Because
It's
literally looking at Rivers.
Vancouver.
It's Vancouver and
Yeah.
Pacific. Oh, Pacific is out there.
Oh, Pacific's fighting for relegation. Is there relegation in Canadian?
Can we? There definitely is not. Can we break down Pacific's here?
Yeah, can we pull up their?
Because
their
they
form
are
guide?
they are in 7th right now, but they're still chugging along in the Canadian Championship. So
Yeah.
would
Oh, yeah.
finishing 7th,
There you go.
but also winning the Canadian Championship, like would that be a successful season for them?
Well, it looks like, honestly,
This is
This-
the bracket, by the way.
it looks like that Toronto didn't really struggle, but okay, can we not?
Vancouver also, by the way, only threw on away goals against Calgary.
Yes. Cavalry's a strong
Um,
side again. 5 straight wins.
And Forge knocked out Montreal like immediately.
Yeah.
So
Well,
like,
Montreal's not very good this year.
right. But I'm just saying, like, at what point do we say the CPL is like on par with these 3 teams? Other than this, I mean, don't look at this.
It sounds like Cavalry's there when it comes to the
avert
just
your
the away
eyes from
goals.
here. Yeah. I mean, Cavalry is very close. Like, obviously, Forge has the lead on Toronto.
Mhm.
Pacific's only down 1, and I think they get the home game. Or
Will Galt be back for that game?
I believe he was just on the bench on the other one, but didn't get subbed in. If I remember,
Oh, he did.
right.
He was actually on the bench this weekend. I didn't even know that.
I think so. Yeah, but he didn't get subbed in. I was happy about that. But again, his rare's getting cheap, so I might pick that up.
Yeah.
But yeah,
That
just
awkward
for,
moment if Vancouver didn't even play this weekend, bro.
well, Leagues Cup, Leagues Cup, he was on the bench. I'm pretty sure. If he wasn't, then I remember
He was on the
seeing
sideline somewhere.
He was some. Yeah, he was on the bench against Pumas. That's right.
So I love that Canadian Championship is literally just like 20 teams. There's not even that many teams. In
who are
Canada.
the other teams that got knocked out early that we need to see some?
TSS
Rovers.
Rovers.
Okay.
They got
British Columbia.
they were real close with Pacific. Who, I mean,
Pens.
imagine losing on Pens in the prelims, and then that team is now in the semis.
Hey, and they've
um,
made it a game too. 1-0.
Yeah, Halifax
Atletico
Wanderers.
Ottawa, they
Yeah.
smoked Valor.
Did they get the Inter Miami lawsuit?
So
Just
Cavalry,
like
I'm a little mad at Cavalry because they ruined the Vancouver versus Vancouver game. That would have been fun, but you know they
Was
did
it
end up
Vancouver
actually
versus, or
losing.
is that Vancouver versus Vancouver Island?
That's Vancouver Whitecaps versus
Yeah.
Vancouver. So
But I think Vancouver,
wherever the Whitecaps are, that is where
I think they play. Do they? Hold on, let me check where they play because I feel like one of those teams play on Vancouver Island because like I was like reading how they have to like take a ferry to go over and play that game. Let me check. No, never mind. They are in Central Vancouver. What team? There's a team that plays like on Vancouver Island from Victoria.
what are the attendance numbers looking like in these games? Let me scroll down.
I don't
Better
even
than
know
Leagues
if I,
Cup.
Scroll
don't
down.
even-
Probably 11,000. Yeah, that's better than like every Leagues Cup game. Besides
that's a
the final.
Toronto game though.
Still, hey, Simcoe County Rovers are at poll. They have
2,000.
poll in Canada.
Ooh,
That
Halifax,
600.
Wow.
Wanderers.
Look
All
at
right,
that.
I see
That's
you.
big
over
numbers
here.
nowadays.
I see you. 4,500. Like that's a decent one.
Oh,
For sure.
yeah.
Cavalry
Whoa.
pulling 4,000.
14K at Tim Hortons Field in Hamilton, Ontario.
Wow, Forge, man. When they get Montreal coming in,
Wow.
watch out. Like I love that Forge actually outpulled Montreal. Like that's great. They
think-
doubled. They doubled Montreal.
Do you think that Forge is going to get relegated and go to the MLS soon? With
Being
these
promoted?
numbers that
No
they have?
chance.
Being promoted.
No, relegated. This is a better
St.
league.
Laurent also almost outpulling Toronto, which is pretty fun. And then
More
semis.
Tim. Wow, still more numbers.
Pacific only had 5,000 at this game, which I feel like for a semifinal, that's a little embarrassing. What do you guys think?
It's in BC too. That's a BC rivalry. It's a huge game.
Yeah.
I didn't realize
you don't just walk into Starlight Stadium.
I didn't realize
come
that
out with a win.
Hamilton, like where Forge plays, is just right next to Toronto.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah, they're neighbors.
Are they? Is it a neutral field final, or do they just give it to
Tim
whatever
Hortons
MLS
Field,
team is
nicknamed the Donut Box.
Oh, that's sick.
22,500. That's like almost more than Toronto's field is.
What if we buy out the Tim Hortons Field and then host a Sits Cup every year and invite teams? But like,
that would be fun. Any relevance to the Open Cup or MLS here? Asking for a friend. Well, Open Cup has no relevance to the MLS, so no. But the relevance is that there are teams that are playing soccer, and Thomas has a Canadian flag behind him. So what are we going to talk about other than Canada?
He's the expert. Have you not seen his Twitter? You seen his spreadsheets?
Yeah. Do you have a spreadsheet for Canada?
Yeah.
I'm really looking forward to this winner semifinal 1 versus winner semifinal 2. That's going to be a good game.
Yeah, we should fly out for that. Sorare, can you fly us out?
Yeah, September 24th and 25th. It's a 2-day affair.
Yep.
And it's in British Columbia, but that's all we know. We don't know the stadium.
They play the first half on the first day and the second. Like it's like WrestleMania, 2 nights, 2 main events.
No, I think it's like cricket where it just takes so long that they need multiple days. There's no clock, so
that is true. They haven't developed it over there in Canada yet.
Yeah. The leading goal scorer, by the way, in the tournament, DeAndre Kerr. Look at that.
Did you know that they actually have time zones that are like 30 minutes ahead of us in Canada?
That's weird.
That's as opposed to like the entire hour. Like Newfoundland, they have in St. John's, they have 30 minutes ahead of us instead of the.
Well, they're trying to be British, I guess. So trying to be.
Yeah.
I mean, Toronto is not.
Toronto's already down.
You're sleeping on Forge. Forge is already up.
Is already behind.
Yeah, you can't forget Forge is a strong. They're a powerhouse of the Canadian Premier League. Can't forget that.
Yeah, Pacific is 7th, and they're playing Vancouver Whitecaps.
Exactly. Let's hear some pieces that we got. We got Nana Ampoma at Forge. Who else they got? They have anybody?
Are we looking up the roster? Oh, I got the roster.
David Chouanier.
Their club mascot is Sparks, a large orange hammer-wielding dragon.
What does he look like?
I don't know. There's no picture. It just says his name is Sparks.
So he just exists and there's no photographic evidence?
Yeah, it must be.
Yeah, buy a peck, but don't buy the 4,000 because that's mine.
Starting in the 2022 season, the club began celebrating home victories by having a prominent player from the match strike an anvil before the Barton St. Battalion.
Oh, wait, here's Sparks. Oh, look at this.
Did you find Sparks?
Look.
Whoa.
That's sick.
Dude, I want one.
Oh, that's actually pretty cool.
Can we mint him, please, Sorare?
That's like one of the cooler mascots I've ever seen.
Look at that. They hit the anvil with the hammer. That's very grainy, but still.
Very Forge.
Wow. Hey, look at him out. Look at that in his natural
I will say that mascot is toting the line between mascot and furry.
All
that
mascots
is
are
really close.
All mascots are. Do you know the National Furry Convention is in Pittsburgh every year? There's
you've had a lifetime VIP pass, right?
Yeah, there's thousands of them that just like everywhere. It's so much fun to just go people watch that weekend.
Do y'all think Galt plays this weekend?
Yeah, we sat on the bench last time.
Yeah, they play midweek though because they have this Vancouver game, so maybe they're careful with him.
No, I would probably say heel for rotation risk. Just play heel.
I mean,
I would probably go with heel.
Yep.
Yeah, I'd go with heel too. But also, if I'm Vancouver, I need to get him minutes before that. So, like, I would assume off the bench.
Yeah, he'll definitely play tomorrow.
Because like the MLS is about to have a pretty packed schedule too. I guess there's does Vancouver have to play some games to make up though?
Vancouver, he was on the bench on August 8th or something.
Against Pumas,
against Pumas. So like he's had a long time. As far as your question, they have a 5-11 game against Houston that looks like a midweek. and then a 5:15 game against Seattle. So like, there's 2 midweek.
So they're not playing during the international break. He could get called up to Scotland though. That's what people are saying.
No, if they didn't call him up for the Euro, they wouldn't have called him up again, unless they want to test him out, which I don't know if they have already.
I mean, he's
I can't
28 already. Why would they test him out?
Scotland forever.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just gonna say RSL are dust now. So like Carlos Hill 100 incoming again.
What
Probably.
happened, Arango?
Not if Gavin Beaver starts.
I entirely missed that.
Hmm?
Arango
Chicho?
was, Arango showed out as injured on the Sorare data because he
It
subbed
was
out
a
early.
hamstring. It was a hamstring, I guess. There's like a tweak or a little knock. I don't think we have anything new, to be honest.
Interesting.
Get the freaking...
This is the worst part about MLS is like guys go down and there's just no injury news like ever. It's like in baseball, someone like has lunch and like you know
find
about it.
out.
Yeah, literally.
Yeah,
Like,
they said
that guy
Messi
took
will be
BP
back
today.
before the end of the season, whatever that means.
I'm so pissed off because this is 2 seasons in a row now that the one game they have in Atlanta, he's gonna miss. And like
Okay.
I said this.
You
I
play
said
on
this-
turf, he's never gonna play there.
He played on turf with Charlotte.
No,
Well, Charlotte's a massive club, so
It's
they
true.
needed a win in that game.
They did. They need to win now. They got to win the Shield.
They're gonna win
Yeah.
the Shield either way. It'll be fine.
it's okay. He won't play in Orlando either because he's scared.
Yeah.
But
So
so
who's
we
not
think,
scared of Orlando? Alex, the proud owner of Orlando.
Yeah, why would I be proud of? Why would I be scared of myself? I'm the owner.
He owns it.
Yeah.
So
Speaking of,
what do we need to do to get to this game?
We're back, baby.
Yeah!
MLS is back.
yeah,
Atlanta's back. Sorry, I got too ahead of
all
myself.
right, get him out of here. You didn't want to be here in the trenches.
No, I want to get him back on there. I want to
Oh,
see
okay,
his
wait, you can
reaction.
talk
all
Oh,
of
have
it.
y'all not talked about the shit
He's
show?
not gonna.
Oh no,
We're saving this
no!
for last.
I saved it. I knew you were gonna
We're
come on. So
we're
No,
saving
we're
it
saying
for
no. Go to
last.
LA. Go to LA first.
Oh,
Quick,
God.
quickly,
I-
we need to make fun of Thomas, and then
oh no, okay. Can we just talk about?
I didn't even
real
watch
quick,
this game. I went to sleep.
real quick though. Before, and I know, I mean, Daniel Cooper's probably gone after your nonsense.
We gained viewers.
we got a whole new market that we just
Anyway,
we just got.
Anyway, St. Louis, they're like sneaky good now, aren't they? Like,
No.
is St. Louis on the come up, dude? Hard tell since
No.
coming in has
You
been
can't
crazy.
say no, Chris. You haven't been
No.
watching.
Tukert has been finishing. Who needs Joao Klaus? And they're all just making Lowen that much better. This team is kind of sneaky good now.
Evander played.
What, St. Louis?
Yeah. Since Alex can't talk about St. Louis, apparently.
Legally
I'm pretty
not
sure
allowed to.
Forge could score 4 goals against Portland. Like,
Like,
Forge could definitely put up a fight.
Portland
I
just
mean,
has like they're just like they don't care about defending.
right?
They just want to score as many goals as they can now. That's Neville's strategy.
Yep.
And I'm still not convinced that they're going to even make playoffs without getting a permanent head coach. I don't think whoever they have as the interim right now is doing exceptionally well. It's like the same situation as Atlanta. Rob's not doing exceptionally well to convince me to say, yeah, he should remain coach going into the new year. So they picked up some players. Tukert, he's doing well, obviously, in this game. Lowen's sort of back. He's had a couple of nice games, but I don't know.
They're
I don't see
10 points back with 8
Yeah,
to go.
I just
Like,
don't
there's
see that.
No chance.
I just don't see them making a huge comeback. I haven't
Yeah,
even
they're
checked what
definitely
their
not gonna
actual
make it.
schedule are.
I mean, Kansas City's not going to make it either. Like,
yeah, we're
not-
ahead of them in the table.
Yeah, but you've also played more games. So like,
And
they
we're about
could
to go to the
literally
CONCACAF Championship.
just literally win
And
one
we have
game.
Tim Mueller.
What is happening?
I have no idea.
I don't know how to talk with all these things happening on my screen.
This show has gone off the rails. And it is what it is. I don't know. St. Louis,
What
like,
happens when you invite me back here?
the last couple of games, man, St. Louis has started. They're starting to come together. Okay, they were so not a team. They were so just like anti a football team that like anything, any run of form, anything is like, oh my god, St. Louis, like they figured it out. Dear Lord, like they're back, they're here. But yeah, they're not defending, and neither is Portland. I'm
10
just saying,
points down is a lot of points down.
I'm gonna keep saying it. I'm gonna keep shouting off the rooftops. Pantemis would never. Okay, just saying.
And
Just
also,
saying.
And like
10 points down to 3 different
Galaxy,
teams.
New England, LAFC, Houston.
Yeah, forget it.
Sporting KC.
Yeah.
Cartel is the key.
There's a
Well,
0% chance that St. Louis makes.
Like they're in the same situation as Atlanta's in right now, and somehow Atlanta's in ninth, and I don't know. I doubt they hold on to that. They just have a really like New England's back, heels back, right? Galaxy are they beat the Galaxy last time, but they also
Atlanta-
had
Atlanta United will be cool. They have notable Atlanta Rap fan Marinchuk that just came over.
oh boy,
Don't forget.
And like when Brad Guzan is clearly one of the greatest goalkeepers in the league, that gnarly 84 in the penalty save, okay, against the Galaxy.
Isn't that the best when it's 2-0 and you got a penalty and it's like, well, it's either going to be a 90 or a 0.
I honestly would have preferred that he just let it go in, because then I had Paint Seal in one of my lineups, and I would have gotten like a much better reward. So
my God,
it's
so
like
mad.
this team just has no desire to win.
Where did
I don't know how else to put it. They
on everyone's hero, the hero we all needed.
Lucho busted the lineup anyway.
I have like a really spicy meme that I have like in my head that if we lose again, I'm just gonna like blast all over the Atlanta MLS subreddits, because like I love the what's the word I'm looking for? I love how there's this like grand plan that Garth, the president, always talks about, and like nothing's played out. it's like we're gonna sell. We need a DP for to replace Gigi. We got 2 months. Nothing. Apparently the deal fell through. We had a DP lined up. The deal fell through in the last moments. But I mean, like, why did we wait till the last moments?
Do you know what your first mistake was, or what should have tipped you off that things were not going well? You're starting Derek Williams, my guy. Like DC's
Derek
done
was
that
good
before.
to start this beginning of the year.
No, Derek Williams is never good. LA Galaxy found that out. DC United found that out, and now you're finding it out. Derek Williams is never good.
Just drags down teams.
Literally.
I mean, Atlanta did like what no other team can do, and you guys made the LA Galaxy defense look good. Like, look at those scores. Like, what did you do? How?
I don't know. I didn't watch the game. I think I saw the lineup, and I saw Marinchuk wasn't in the starting 11. I was like, I'm just gonna go to sleep. Like, I know how this is gonna play out, and I was right. He played 30 minutes, and I mean, like, he could have been amazing, but I think without a true number 9, it's just.
What? You have Daniel Rios off the bench. What do you mean?
Yeah, I got his number 1 of 1,000 today, so let's go.
Wow.
Let's go.
You overpaid for that. I don't know what you paid, but you overpaid
actually,
for
I paid $3 for that.
Yep, you overpaid for it. You overpaid for it.
So I
That's
feel
like
pretty
2x's price, dude. What are you doing?
Someone should have paid you $3 to take it. Maybe
I'm still a number 2 collector. That's my only consolation prize.
That's why we scoop them up.
We'll get the jersey soon enough. Come on, sir.
Since I have you on here now, for all those listening that need an Atlanta opinion, where are we on Marinchuk? How do you feel about that signing? How do you feel about him as a player? And how do you guys feel going forward? I know it's a loaded question.
So excited for him. I do like the idea of all the numbers behind him. It's just it's annoying because we don't have his actual coach. We don't know what the team's going to even look like in terms of how we play next year. I do think there's a pretty strong chance we're going after Patrick Vieira. He is not employed right now, and I did see, I think, some rumors.
The rumor was if he didn't get the U.S. job, he was going to get an MLS job.
Yeah, I think like this is someone that would match well with the philosophy Atlanta likes to play. New York City has always been a possession based, lots of passing. I assume that I think that's how they played with Vieira at the helm. He wasn't like, I mean, he took a New York team that was underperforming for a couple of years that had been in the league, and then really brought him to that next level. So I wouldn't be too disappointed. I mean, honestly, I think what's going to happen is we're going to get one of 2 former New York FC head coaches, the one that won MLS Cup or Patrick Vieira.
Ronnie Dial.
Yeah, Ronnie. I was
That'd be a big one.
on getting Ronnie, because I just said, like, I think New York City's style is a good match for the way that Garth wants to have Atlanta playing. It has a lot of strong number 8s, number 6s with a great cam and just a dead, and then some wingers that can support well. So it's
does that mean you guys are moving to Truist Park so that you can play possession based?
Yeah, right. Now we got the Georgia State Stadium. That's former Brave Stadium.
Turner.
Yeah. Turner Field. I mean, it's still basically the same dimensions.
There you go.
Are you going to permanently move over to Bobby Dodd soon here?
Let's go.
No, that's not a baseball stadium. Come on.
I was so pissed because if we had the stars had aligned, if we had not shat the bed entirely in Leagues Cup, we would have gotten one home game at Bobby Dodd.
That's right.
Which would have made this season completely worth it. But here we are.
Hey, but you have money though.
Speaking of Bobby Dodd, how about the win in Ireland over FSU?
Well, Georgia State's going to beat them this weekend.
Wouldn't that be funny if they beat Florida State?
I'm going to the tailgate. I'm going to the tailgate because I would to.
Our poor European listeners who went for Canadian Championship in college football.
Hey, the game was in Ireland.
Man,
they should know about it.
Was it really in Ireland? I was trying to figure out where that stadium was. I was like, what?
FSU Georgia Tech was in Ireland.
That's hilarious.
I'm happy too. We're top 10 already. Mizzou's already top 10. We didn't have to do anything.
Nothing says Ireland and European culture like Florida State.
Yeah, Bruce.
Oh, Marco Royce exists, by the way.
I have his card, and I was like, maybe he is going to be good in the league.
Yeah. So we've since the announcement on multiple shows, we've had this Marco Royce conversation. We were like, why is LA Galaxy signed? They don't really need him. They're already cooking. Why sign him? Super sub off the bench. First debut game, he super subbed off the bench, and he looked dang good. Like, it wasn't even like he just slotted right in and like, whoo.
I think I loved his goal too, because I think he almost looked surprised he got the ball. And it was just like, welcome to MLS defending.
Rebounded right back to his feet. He was like,
he was like, oh, okay. Like, whoop.
That's scary.
He looked surprised. He's like, oh, it is real. Like, you do get a lot of shots.
Also, is he going to start? Are you going to be a starter from now on, you think? Not like every week.
That's the question. But
right?
I think I think if Fagundes he could replace, but like what happens when Jovic comes back from injury?
Jovic was on the bench when Chicharito was there.
Yeah, that's true.
He was a good super sub behind Chicharito.
I think this is the move. Like, you put Marco Royce over Fagundes, and that's your 4. Like, have fun.
But I think he'll get rotated out a lot.
Yeah, I think
there'll be some rotation in there.
But this also helps because this final stretch of the season is, especially I think the last month and a half, is pretty brutal. And then you have to consider the MLS Cup or playoffs. Like, that's going to be brutal as well. Like, I mean, I think you've seen a lot of teams that actually did bolster their rosters in terms of depth this year, this summer.
It's a lot.
Columbus, especially, which they need to because they've played so many games this year. This is the same problem that other teams have run into in the past, but they just ran out of gas. And now they actually have the tools to even be competitive in a midweek that they just after they won the Leagues Cup.
Yeah.
I don't know why I shook my head when you said bolster lineups. We got one guy. Like, I don't know what you're talking about.
No, just like
sorry, the real teams. No. I mean, we only have 2 people. No. The teams that actually give a shit, like Columbus, LA, our clubs. We get kit drops.
We got Schnegg.
we got the best kit.
Hey, you got Schnegg.
You more kit drops than players signed in the summer.
No, man.
We got another U23 kid from Scandinavia. We got Daggernan 2.0. So we'll see when.
There's one more game left, right?
Yeah.
Baby.
Yeah, the Marco Royce thing is going to be interesting. It'll be something to watch.
He's stalling. He's stalling.
Shh. Real quick though, and this is for everybody, whether the chat, if you've even made it this far, if you made it all that stupid nonsense that we all got put through. If you are here this far, even though he may not be starting in or out, Marco Royce is probably the super sub to have. Are you still playing him anyway? Are you still risking him in your lineups, or are you just like not even trying to mess with it? Because even off the bench, he could do some sneaky things, and you get 35 points now.
I mean,
So-
I think you're already playing. You're going Puig, Paintsill, Peck because now the Peck's minted. So there's no real spot for Royce in lineups unless you want to throw him one off, and then in that case, just throw him in like a lower priority. It's good to have because he'll get it decisive whenever he plays, probably.
Special weekly.
Yeah, exactly. Yep. When they have a special weekly every week, so they're not special; they're just weeklies. That's what you do.
Well, it's different, so it's special. What about you, Chris, Mr. Risk Averse? Are you even sniffing around this Marco Royce thing? You want nothing to do with it?
Probably nothing to do with it. Like I wouldn't go out of my way to go get him because he's also like he has no resale value. He's 35 years old. Like this is the last stop. So, yeah, I don't know. Probably staying away. He's also $9. Like you can get a really good player for $9.
You get Gould for 10.
Yeah, exactly. Like I'd
get it-
much rather have Gould than
You can get a Mickey Yamane rare for $10.
yeah. Like yeah, no
Is
way.
he still 10 or no?
Yeah, I looked today. He's like at $11. He's still super cheap.
No one go on the market, please. Thank you.
Talking about Yamane.
Yeah, Yamane rare
We're
for
not,
like 10, 11
we're not
bucks,
live,
man. That's-
right? We're not. No one's watching this. I don't think.
See, this is why Manuel's in here saying we have a good show. Look at that.
I think he really enjoyed the Canadian Premier League talk.
That's
we
why
had.
he showed up
Look at
during
that.
the show and he's
We
waiting.
Alex-
didn't get that comment when we weren't talking about the Canadian Premier League.
As Alex is buying a Yamane on the spot as we speak. Look at him.
Do we like this card design?
Oh, I went for his 2020 baby.
No,
Let's
I like
go.
this. I like this one.
Yeah, I got his 22. I paid a little premium for that, but he's not Michigan.
Only accepts ETH. Are you kidding me? Oh,
Haha.
crash.
All right. Well, while he's busy degening, let's talk
Nope.
about this stupid
no,
game
I
real
don't know.
quick.
I'm not going to degen at all. I'll watch this right here.
No, lock in right now. Here we go.
Sporting Kansas City 3, Orlando
Ooh!
City didn't show up. There was no magic.
There's a copyright
There was
strike.
no magic. Oh man. Dude, thank you, Manuel. Let him know with your
Don't.
time that nobody
Go back
wants
and
that
watch it.
nonsense.
Go back and watch it. That
Thank
was
you.
maybe the best content we've ever.
Thank
produced.
you. Dear Lord, that was the most awful. It was
Orlando Magic. By the way, I've told Jorge this. I don't know if I've told anybody else this. We switched our gate open song to the Orlando Magic theme song for the Pittsburgh Riverhounds for no reason whatsoever. Since we did that, we have not lost. It's been like 2 months. We have not lost. We've drawn a few games that we shouldn't have drawn, but we're on a heater and we're coming back purely because of the Orlando Magic song. Like we even talked about it in the press box and we immediately scored a goal that we needed to score.
we
It's,
let
like,
Alan
it's
Polito
insane.
score off the bench. I'll let you read that, Alex.
Yeah, I mean they own everybody. It's fine. Now you're partial owner, second owner, like second
Well-
cousin, second owner.
Say what you gotta say, bro.
I think he's saying it.
No, yeah, this was like the most complete game we played all year, and it was beautiful. I put up 391 points with my in-season rare stack, and I didn't win anything. I'm so mad. And like the problem was I
Tiny
captained
club.
Johnny Russell.
You should post his Twitter about it. Those threads have gone really well.
No, some dude put up 480 and didn't even scratch a tier 5. I don't have anything like that. But yeah, it was it was a fun game to watch because Jake Davis' goal was beautiful. Shallowy finally scored. It's been a while, and yeah, Polito did some more stuff. Yeah, Kavincho was very happy about it, and I was very happy about it too.
Imagine throwing up the Kansas City stack with a Gata up top.
I didn't. I switched him out for who did I switch?
What did he do to get a red? I missed
It was a bullshit red. It was a
It
second
was
delay.
kind of soft. Well,
Yeah.
okay, the first one was soft. The second one was a little egregious.
Oh,
Like, he-
I see now. I didn't see that it was a second yellow. So it was 2 yellows, not
Yeah,
not
yeah,
a
yeah.
straight.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
but
the first
yeah,
one was like a weird 50-50, and yeah, the second one, like he came in super late and like took Faku out.
yeah,
Yeah, but he probably deserves it.
yeah.
Why? It wasn't doing anything.
He probably deserves.
So here was the
He was just trying to exist down 3-0.
here was the lineup that
He was just trying to get home, okay?
Almost.
Here was the sadness that I had to suffer through because Russell got rotated.
Ooh, that's rough.
Yeah,
That's
100
rough.
from Leibold, Melia clean sheet right after I bought him. Tommy Voltaire screamer off the bench. I should have just played Shallowy. Shallowy was safer, but you know what? I didn't, so it didn't happen, and I probably would have won. I would have won $60, but it's fine.
Shalley's been in piss poor form anyway, so like you kind of
We've been in piss poor form, but then we played in Orlando, and everything's okay now.
Did you get Essence still, or a,
Yeah.
or a
Yeah,
whatever,
it doesn't show it anymore boxes, but look at how many things I'm winning from the green.
Yeah, the
Look at
boxes
that.
are weird.
God damn.
Damn, look at you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
this
is
dude,
that
look,
what that means?
I can't believe this 201 points didn't win me a reward. I don't
Look.
get it. Like the Orlando City stack should have hit.
like this is
Doesn't make sense.
I'm still so mad that 420 doesn't get you anything,
So-
even in Div 1. But
I
like,
think
I
the only
only have 2 lineups that aren't in green. Is that right? Is that a thing?
yeah,
won a lot of boxes.
you win coins or
Wow.
boxes. Yeah, like
I thought they didn't.
So
highlight
even
for
225 points is a box somehow?
coins. No, that's coins probably.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's coins
they
or
got rid of
boxes.
coins.
Okay, that makes more sense.
Like I put up 214 in Classic Challenger. There's no way I get.
I thought these were all boxes.
Like here,
So-
let me find out.
My only thoughts on scoring is that to me, midweeks kind of feel dead now. Like those midweeks, that was like your opportunity. That if you had the right lineup, you could actually sneak in a nice little win. To
Yeah.
go like 400 and get a star, right? If you had the right lineup, but that's completely dead now. It's
FYI, Paintsill, the second one went for 60, 58.05. So basically 60.
I don't care about paint, so I care about
I mean,
Peck.
Peck.
Oh, sorry, not Paintsill. Peck.
Peck went for 60. Yeah.
Peck. Yeah, and Paintsill went for 17.
Are there any Peck auctions in the middle of the night so we can get them outside of these? Oh, I mean,
Do we have the Men in Black?
yeah. I forget
What are we
it's
talking
called,
about?
but I don't know. The scoring thing is weird.
Oh, I
like,
think we were talking about the Canadian Premier League.
God dang it. No, those
Yeah.
midweeks, like if you
That's the
had,
thing I remember.
because MLS plays so many midweeks that like if you just had 5 starters, like you were in pretty well for a reward, especially if they smashed. Like midweeks used to be our bread and butter, and they're kind of cooked.
I
Well,
will say
they still will be now because of those. The challenger will still exist for those midweeks, but I'm more so talking about like the Libertadores and everything like that, where you could like slot in a 270, 240 lineup and get a really decent rare or limited because everyone's splitting their lineups across 3 to 4 different areas. I think the only case where I see the opportunity is when they have 1 week where it's like they have a European special and then an all-star. And so it's like, all right, like some of the European players are going to be pulled out of the all-star pool to go play in the Cap 2 set or to go play in the European special. So then you get a little bit of a benefit for like the MLS guys, the Copa Libertadores, Sudamericana guys. And then I think MLS will still have Challenger too. I don't know what the pool will be, but it's just, there really isn't that opportunity to have the sneaky shitty lineup that still gets you something decent. It's like now you're fighting like it's like the image I created. Like you're fighting through the door with a bunch of other people that are trying to sneak in and get whatever they can out of this midweek.
Yep. Yeah, it's it was a lot better when we were able to throw everything everywhere and just compete everywhere. But they changed everything, and that's how it's going to be. But again, just MLS special or something where we can everybody come together.
To see it consistently midweek at least have all-star as an availability, like have all-star and the special weekly. And so that way you kind of have your, let's just throw my best players here. And you have a little bit of a break between the two entries. Because what that does is it makes people make a decision on where do I put my PSG lineup against whatever team they're playing in Champions League or anything like that. Do I put it in All-Star or do I put it in the European Special? And that provides a little bit of a cushion to us folk, us humble MLS managers that are just
Just the humblest.
praying
Yes,
for
we're so humble.
But it's like
That's humble.
I think I said it the last show where I was like, it's not so much that like the special weeklies are dumb or stupid. Like they're fun in their own.
Yeah.
But we shouldn't be forced to play those because that's the only option we have. Like if you want to go play it, then play it. But like you shouldn't be forced to have to play it with what we got.
Or
like,
expand the rewards pool. Like 3.5%. That's what we were joking about in the Discord, right? Like I'm part of the 3.5% of players in the no stack special that got an actual card from limited, which is insane. And I haven't done this analysis. I could if I really cared enough about it, of what was the breakdown of players getting a reward whenever we had 240, 270 all-star compared to whenever we only have a special weekly. But I do feel like that reward is going to be definitely a lot higher then than it is now. 3.5% is just, it's a joke, really. Like,
and I hope that they fix it too. I know that they released the prize pools and everything already, but they have to go back through.
I was gonna say, like, where do you throw essence into this mix? Where it's like, yeah, we're not winning cars, but we're winning a shit ton of essence.
Throw us a box and like no one complains. I bet.
Boxes for coins, man. Win coins to buy boxes to just hoard up and just roll the essence die, man.
Or
it's not
cap
hard.
240, like we've said, but the threshold is essence, not card or not money.
Okay.
They don't lose anything. They just lose cards.
I gotta go eat dinner.
Yeah, I know. I was about to. Just like your Canada conversation, Chris. How does it feel to not know what the heck is going on because you've been busy?
I know what's going on. I'm just listening and like.
Hey, I gotta hop off, y'all.
All right, Thomas.
Man.
Thanks for coming in.
See you later.
Thank you.
Good to see you.
See you.
Thanks for making it worse, not better. Yo, honestly though, yeah, we've been here for 2 hours. We ran through the games. We did the things. I gotta get out of here for dinner too. Chris, the MLS card guy is back. Shout out to everyone who stuck through the nonsense, the shenanigans. Listen, you know you're gonna get them. You never know what you're gonna get. This time you got like 20, 30 minutes.
We had to make up for
nonsense.
2 months of no shenanigans.
Yeah.
It's not him not here.
Yeah, don't worry. I didn't want to be here either. I was just back here
saving
chilling.
up all the shenanigans.
Let it happen. Yes, Red or Dead, you better win a dang Veerman tomorrow. I'm gonna dream about you winning a Veerman
or a peck.
Or a pack, dude. We're gonna speak it, breathe
so
it,
much
live
rather have Veerman than Peck
into existence.
100%.
Of course, of course.
Close.
But hey, they're both.
But they're the same price. That's the crazy.
But
thing.
you could sell the pack and get the Veerman.
That's true.
Anyway, shout out to all you great, wonderful people who stuck with us as always. Tomorrow, Tuesday night, we're gonna do our Road to Glory episode with Zach. Alex might not be here for that. We'll see.
I definitely won't be
here.
Yeah,
we might have a little surprise, do a little U23 episode. Some of y'all know what that means. And then, hey, Thursday we'll be back with the preview, doing a thing for the weekend. Alex won't miss that again. But hey, we're here, we're vibing. This was definitely some shenanigans, dude. But hey, that's why we're here. We're here for a good time, not a long time. And we can't wait to see you for the next one. Good luck in this midweek if you have anything, and have fun with that special.
Bye, Mom.